Hello guys, welcome or welcome back to the KP show. We are here after a short break. IPL also took a short break due to some unfortunate incident that happened at our border with Pakistan needlessly attacking India for India striking the terrorist camps in Pakistan. And fortunately, our armed forces retaliated them extremely well. We at the KP show stand with the nation, and we really thank our armed forces for protecting the entire nation. I mean, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. That's all that we wanted to say about this. Now let's get on with business, and we'll talk about all the games that has happened after the resumption of the IPL, starting with Rajasthan Royals versus the Punjab Kings. Of course, there was one other game which was RCB versus KKR, which got cancelled due to excessive rain in Bangalore. Both of them shared a point each, and it was kind of unfortunate for KKR because they would have fancied themselves to try and beat RCB because we've seen historically that KKR has had the upper hand over RCB. But whatever the case may be, this season RCB was super strong too. Whatever it is, KKR got eliminated without even having the chance to fight for a spot in the playoffs. That's unfortunate. But yeah, moving on to the game between Rajasthan Royals and Punjab Kings. Pratik, this was a fantastic game. Punjab got 219 for 5. In reply, RR, uh, this innings itself kind of sums up their season. They did exactly what they did in the entire season in this game also. I mean, let's dive a bit deep into this game. What were your thoughts with regards to? Let's start with Punjab's batting innings.
Yeah, Punjab, I think for the starters, Punjab did a really good job. RR did a really good job. They got Punjab two or three down within the power play, with Shreyas Iyer and Nehal Vadera at the crease at 35 or 36 for three. And that was a
34 for
very
3, yes.
uncharacteristics of Kings Punjab Kings this season, because the openers have been in bang good form. And one thing that I want to really understand, that what is the reason of the frequent batting order changes at this point of the tournament, because they had a very settled 11, it looked like, when the in the first phase of the IPL. But during the later stages, even in the game against KKR at the Eden Gardens, it was kind of very uncharacteristic that Marco Janssen is coming up when you had guys like Nehal Vadera and Sashank Singh in the ranks. Marco Janssen coming out, and also Glenn Maxwell coming out to bat, who are horribly out of form. Marco Janssen, why would you bat Marco Janssen above Shashank and Nehal Vadera? And that cut down the runs by at least 20 runs in that game as well against KKR. God forbid that they had a rain that day. Otherwise, it could have been a good chase for KKR as well, because they also bat very deep. And it's KKR historically is a Eden Gardens is a chasing ground.
Is a
So
chasing out, yeah.
I don't know. Means this is something that it surprises me a bit, because your openers are in good form. Shreyas Iyer is in great form. But again, that day also they changed the batting order. If you remember, Shreyas Iyer was batting number 4 or number 5. Nehal Vadera came ahead of him.
Yeah, he
Not sure
batted at
about.
5 in this game.
I'm not sure what was the case that day. Fortunately, he batted. They stitched a partnership, him and Vadera. And Vadera this year, I mean, he has started to look like the player like what he was, what we thought he was during the time at Mumbai Indians in the last 2 years. Brilliant against spin, handles pressure situations are good, very well, and means an all phase player from the looks. And he
Exactly.
has batted really well. That day, I think he got 70 of 37. And his game against spin has been top notch this season.
Yeah.
And Shreyas Iyer, I think he fell cheaply because of some injury to his hand. Uh, what something happened in the nets before that match, or something happened because of that. I think he was kind of struggling that day and got out at 30 runs. Then Shashank Singh, kudos to him. I think the India call up is, and with the World Cup in the hindsight for next year, I think it is the India call up is not far for him, because mind
Yeah,
you,
I mean,
Shashank Singh
for sure.
is Shashank Singh is someone who can bowl 2-3 overs and medium pace, like something like what Nitish Reddy or Vijay Shankar used to do. back in the days, like similar kind of a bowler, 120, 125 is kind of a bowler, not like a Hardik Pandya, but he can bowl or pitch up. So, and also, I mean, he has been absolutely fantastic with the bat in the last 2 seasons. Last year also, he was the lone warrior till Ashutosh Sharma came in for them. And this year again, I mean, brilliant in most of the games. And the best part about him is he looks, means with his experience, like he's 31 or 32, Shashank Singh, and he has showed his temperament and experience in most of the games. Never look, he always played the situation so well this season. The game against CSK, if you remember, they were in a spot of concern. Like they were suddenly 5 wickets were down and they had a long, means like 10, 11 overs to go. He staged a partnership. And when Arya got out, then also they had 6, 7 overs left. He staged a partnership with Janssen and took the score to 220.
And that exact partnership actually took the game beyond CSK because if you remember in that game also they got to 200. Maybe if they had gotten Shashank earlier, then the 220 could have been maybe a 170, 180 also. We never know because as you mentioned, five down very quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that. And also importantly, Shashank Singh definitely is going to push for his selection because if you look at currently in the team who is performing that role, so you have plenty of
Rinku Singh.
options between Nitish Reddy, Rinku Singh, Riyan Parag, and all of them. So Nitish Reddy and Riyan Parag, I don't see him playing in the next year's T20 World Cup. He might if he gets a fantastic IPL. I'm not really sure about the dates of the tournament if it's
No, it is
before
in
or
Feb
after
and
the
March, before IPL, before IPL.
Feb and
Just
March.
like
In that case,
2016.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think in that case Riyan Parag is going into the 11 at least. So that leaves Reddy. He can go in, but that depends on the team combination. But Rinku Singh, who was a sure shot starter in the 11, at least he actually deserved a start in the previous World Cup also. But for whatever reason, they preferred Dubey. At the end of the day, we won, so it's okay. But this season and the season before, Rinku Singh has been in horrible form. This season, at least he got a
Not,
couple of 30s and all of them.
I would
And
not
even,
say horrible form. I think he has been mismanaged more by the management.
yeah,
If
I
you
mean,
see
look,
closely,
that is for sure. Okay, that goes without saying because a guy like Rinku Singh, even in our previews, we said he should bat at number five, but he is not, right? So we can't really do anything about it. But whatever the opportunities that he has got, I'd specially point out the one game between KKR and Punjab Kings, where they had to chase what 120 or something, even less than that. I can't remember the score. It was 109 or
113, I think.
119,
113, I
whatever.
think.
Yeah. So it was a very small total to chase, and at that point, you needed a guy like Rinku Singh to step up and win the game for KKR. It's not like the batting was over. They still had Russell and Ramandeep behind him, but he couldn't even finish off that kind of a chase. So these are certain points where you would like your finishers to step up. And Rinku, unfortunately, hasn't been in good touch. Definitely, I would like him to get a few more games when the India games resume in the T20 format, and then see what happens based on that. But yeah, Sashank is definitely pushing for a case to replace Rinku. And yeah, like you mentioned, Shrang has been impressive. Even he stitched that partnership with Bairstow last year when they chased down 260 versus
256.
KK.
Yeah,
Yeah,
260 is
256.
what? 256 was the target, correct.
Yeah. So definitely he has shown us that he has both the gears. So definitely can be a value add considering his current form for Team India.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I believe at least he should get some games. At least he should play for India with that because if you see, time is not much on his side. He's 32 or
He's
32 or I think he's Surya's batch only. Surya's batch
30.
only. Him. Yeah. So terrific fielder, can bowl a bit, has been exceptionally good as a batsman. Playing the best part about him is in these 2 seasons he has played what the situation has demanded from him. That is something we don't see very often from these new age players. Rinku Singh did that in the season 23 and 24 whenever he got a chance, but again this year it hasn't been that good for him.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
anyways, Shashank Singh, I want to push a case for him for his selection this year after this year's IPL.
definitely. And even me as well. So I personally love Rinku Singh. I definitely want him to play, but you also have to think about the team. And it's not about just 1 or 2 seasons. It's not just 1 season. Like Shashank Singh has been a consistent performer for 2 seasons, and 2 seasons is certainly something that you can build a case upon because T20 is a lot about the current form, and whoever is in good current form definitely should take precedence. I think the fortunate thing for India is that we have so many players for each and every position, so we get that luxury to pick who is in form in what position and just take them over to the national side, and it's definitely going to work for sure. The only thing is you have to give the top three uh, a bit of stagnancy. You cannot keep changing each and every position. So
Correct.
yeah,
Now, when we
and
come
top
to
three
the
has
top,
definitely been okay. Yeah.
now the top three, when you talk about the top three, now there is a point of concern for me here because what the top three has been, uh, two of the players were from Rajasthan Royals. If you see, right, it was Sanju Samson, Yashasvi Jaiswal, and Abhishek Sharma to start off the things.
Yeah.
Uh, Now Sanju Samson has his case for being the wicket keeper. Jaiswal, I think, pro- I think he's going to be the next big thing of world cricket. With the way he has batted, especially in the longer formats of the game, he has been totally ruthless.
Jaiswal
And
definitely
Abhishek,
should be a three format player, and
yeah,
yeah,
and
Jaiswal
and
definitely is going to be your second opener. That's what
yeah,
I feel.
yes, and Abhishek again. Abhishek is someone who can win the match on his day because and he has played considerably well. If you see what their season has been, SRH as a team, Abhishek has been good. I mean, he scored two games they won. He played well. 2 or 3 games, whatever they won. Out of those, apart from the Ishan Kishan game, even in that game, he got a quick 35. So he has done his part. 400 runs or 200 strike rate. That's what you expect from him. High risk, high percentage, high risk percent cricket he is playing. So Abhishek definitely has a very strong case. But again, you see this match as well. Let's go into the second innings of this match. RR start off brilliantly. They were like 6 overs, 90 for one, or something like that. And
Yeah.
they only needed 130 in the last 14 overs, which is quite gettable task if you've started so well. With Samson and Jaiswal at the crease, Jaiswal gets out for 50, 25. Then
Yeah.
it's the same thing again. I mean, when is Sanju Samson going to win games? Is the question. And after such a brilliant setup by the openers and all, I mean, what else do you need?
Yeah, I
When
mean
are
the
you
kid
going to
has
finish
been
your game?
playing. The kid has been playing some amazing cricket. Vaibhav
Yes,
Suryavanshi,
yeah. In
15 ball
fact, he scored
40
40. He got. So Jaiswal
in
got
just
a
15
50.
balls.
Yeah, Jaiswal got a 25 ball 50, 200 strike rate. How good a start do you need to finish off these games? And Punjab were without their captain as well. Shashank was captaining as Shreyas had a finger injury or something. So
Yeah.
I mean, Sanju Samson, see, the problem with Sanju Samson is every time you push a case for him for his good performances and everything, he's a spoil sport for his own.
I think
He
the
ruins
one
it. The problem with him is you can't blame anyone else for him getting dropped from the team. If you see, he is the one who should be blamed for getting dropped from the team. Like if you see in the Champions Trophy case, you know you had good numbers in the ODIs because Rishabh Pant had not played any game because of his injury and all those things. KL Rahul was playing. If not KL Rahul, then you were playing. You had a good run of form in ODIs. What was the reason of not attending Kerala's Vijay Hazare Trophy camp?
Yeah,
You
I
could
mean,
not
for
wait to the
those reasons, definitely you can blame him. But I think for this particular season of the IPL, I don't know because I don't want to say anything controversial because we don't have those proofs and all, but there definitely seems to be something wrong in the dressing room between him and the management, whatever the case is. Also, the thing is, he's coming off of a finger injury. So that kept him out of the captaincy for some time at the start of the IPL. Maybe that is something that's still bothering him. I don't know. But if that's the case, then okay, we can still understand. But if not, the points that you mentioned, yeah, definitely that goes against him. And the problem is, India has so many options. You don't get the chances. I mean, it might sound unfair to Sanju, but again, you have to be ready for whatever opportunities that you get. You cannot miss out for whatever
Yeah.
reason. If it is
See,
something,
he is so talented. I mean, even we have talked about this before as well. For the 23 World Cup, 23 World Cup, he had a very strong case. All he had to do, he had to get a good IPL. That season, he spoiled by batting, by playing the what do you call that merry-go-round on in the batting order. Every time, every game, they come out with a new batting order. You know, you are in the contention. KL Rahul is out. Rishabh Pant is completely out. It's a toss-up between you and Ishan Kishan. Why don't you take the thing seriously? You kept on changing the batting order. Some days Ashwin comes up, some days uh, Devdutt Padikkal plays, some days someone else plays. I mean, they kept on changing the batting order. Sanju, I think he got like 350, 360 runs in that season, in the 23 season, and he was completely out of the equation for the selection.
yeah. So I
And
mean, that's the problem. That's the problem, right? He
I mean,
also has to
and
keep himself in the loop. That's the thing.
exactly, exactly. And at that point, he was the captain. Sangakkara completely backed him. At that point, he can't question anyone else. That's the point.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what is
and his
stopping?
lack of form is what cost Rajasthan Royals the previous season. That also uh, is a big minus for them. That was a big minus for them last season, even in this one.
Yeah, last season also Rajasthan Royals, whatever decisions these people made, Rajasthan Royals and all. I mean, how do you replace a Butler? I mean, Josh Butler has scored 6 or 7 hundreds for Rajasthan in the 22 to 24 cycle. Four he scored in the 22 season. Last year he scored two, one against RCB, one against KKR in that historic run chase of 224. When everyone was out, he chased down 3 overs 50 against Stark, Rana, and Vaibhav Arora, I think. Three bowlers. When they were eight down, mind you, they were eight down. From that point, that guy won you the game, and you award him by you release him.
Yeah, I mean, and Shimron Hetmeyer hasn't had. I mean, not even a single game where he has performed. I cannot even remember a game where he has won.
No,
And
no,
it's
no.
not like he was getting unwinnable situations. In that case, you would still understand. Maybe he was coming in chasing 50 runs in 2 overs in every game. Then if he fails, we understand. But he absolutely made a meal of some very comfortable run chases. 2 overs,
Yeah,
18 runs, 3 overs, 25 runs. I mean, come on. As a finisher, you are expected to finish these kind of games. And that has been the pain point also for Rajasthan Royals. Even with the absence
also,
of Sanju Samson, their top order has done very good. So Vaibhav Suryavanshi has almost what 300, 350 runs, I think, in 7 games. I
200
don't know
games,
the numbers.
207 runs, 200 runs he scored. But whatever, the kid has
No.
done well.
Okay, yeah. And he's
He scored
striking at least more than
over
200.
200. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he's scoring over 200. Yeah, 300 runs, I think. Yeah, 207 is his strike rate. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. So he has done exceptionally well. I mean, you cannot ask for more from a 13-year-old, 14-year-old. I mean, so they have been getting those runs. Even Dhruv Jurel also, I wouldn't go to criticize him as hardly as I would criticize a Hetmeyer because Hetmeyer's role is of proper finisher. Dhruv Jurel has been setting up those games, but whenever he was at the crease, he hasn't been able to finish. One game he finished off, which was against CSK, which we are going to come back later. But yeah, that's been the case with Jurel. And this is the point where Rajasthan season also
See,
hasn't been
CSK
good.
match, they had nothing left. CSK, I think they had 3 overs, 17 runs or something left. And from there, if you don't win, then why are you even playing the game?
Yeah, I mean the point was that they haven't been able to chase anything. So
I think
that's
there is
that's
some
the downfall.
stat that out of 10 games that they have chased down, they have only won twice this season. That
Yeah,
means 8 out of 10 games they lost, one against CSK they won, and one more game they won.
I mean, yeah, of course you cannot be that bad
Okay,
in one
that
of
game they
the
won
games.
when Vaibhav Suryavanshi scored the 100 against Gujarat Titans. Two games
That,
ago they
that
won.
game,
And in
you
both the games,
won't account that for finishing. Yeah,
yeah,
Vaibhav Suryavanshi actually sealed the game at the top itself on
yeah.
both occasions. But yeah, let's talk about a bit of the Punjab Kings. I mean, Prabh Simran this season has been exceptional. Even in this game, he got what 21 of 10 or something. And after that, Nehal Vadera, I mean, as you mentioned, you cannot praise him enough. He is also somebody who is definitely going to push his case. But yeah, he still has some time left with him. So too early for him, I would say. But he has shown that he's capable of handing the top. And Azmatullah Umarzai, he finished off well. I would say with the ball, you would expect a bit more from him. He picked up 2 wickets, but was quite expensive. And Arshdeep had a horrible, horrible game. For Punjab Kings' sake, you would hope that this was just a one-off, and Arshdeep can bounce back quickly to his original self. 4 over 60 he conceded, and was way off the mark. So Harpreet Brar was the one who actually helped them kill this game with 3 for 22. So Punjab Kings looking like a good side, but they still need to iron out a few chinks in their armor, and mainly Arshdeep Singh. That's the biggest concern for me. I know it's one game, but he's your premier bowler. He's the Bumrah of Kings 11. You can
For sure.
think of it like that.
For sure, for sure. And I think they are somewhat missing Loki Ferguson at this time of the season. I believe if Loki was
Yeah,
with them, they could have the bowling lineup could have looked completely different, very more rounded, if you see. But the problem with Punjab Kings I see is apart from Chahal, Arshdeep, and you can say Omarzai, you can call okay. Omarzai can bowl 4 overs. None of the other bowlers look like 4 over bowlers at this point of time as well. So that is going to and why I'm saying this, you can say Marco Jansen, but Marco Jansen is not going to be there for the playoffs. They will be leaving for the World Test Championship,
yeah,
the South African and Australian players. So that can be a point of concern for Punjab Kings. I don't know if they have signed some replacement for him, and if some replacements are available, which seem kind of unlikely. So that is something, yeah, that is something they have to take care of. I mean, they have to plan it accordingly because they have a lot of these bits and pieces players. But on big days against big teams like a RCB or a Mumbai Indians or even Gujarat Titans exceptional season this time again. So it can cost them. It can cost them big time.
definitely.
The bowling.
Definitely. I think the problem is with Gujarat Titans, they've lost Josh Butler, so kind of makes up for it. But I think the problem with Punjab is again, it's a very volatile team. I know so they have Shreyas Iyer to provide that stability and consistency, but overall, if you see, it's a volatile team, which has been the case with Punjab Kings over the years. Since 2022, I would say they've started building good teams, but they still haven't been able to make it to the top four. So this also looks in that direction. But what you would consider is Shreyas Iyer is somebody who can provide that stability, and come at the big day, they have to stand up and perform. I mean, if this is not the season for them, then I don't know when when it will be. So that's the thing for Punjab. Do you want to add any last points to this game, or we
Now
want to move
I
forward?
think we are good to go to the next game.
The next game again is Gujarat Titans versus Delhi Capitals. So this game was in Delhi, and Pratik, we all know how small a ground Delhi is. And I mean, look, last season we saw JFM absolutely destroy everybody there. 230, 240. I mean, Delhi was putting on these massive numbers, but they were winning games by what, 5 runs, 10 runs, 3 runs,
Exactly,
4 runs, that kind
exactly.
of a thing. And in this game, Delhi batted first. KL got a good 100. There can be a lot of debate about his 100, that could it be a bit quicker. He got 112 of 65. Good innings, but left a lot to be desired. I'll read out the other batsmen scores also. Faf got 5 of 10. Horrible. Akshat Patel, Abhishek Porel got 30 of 19. Akshar got 25 of 16. The finish from Tristan Stubbs, not out 21 runs of 10 balls. That pushed them to 199, not even a complete 200. And in reply, Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill, I mean, they said that, okay, Josh Butler is going after playoffs. We will just chase this one without using Josh Butler at all. They won the game by 10 wickets with an over to spare. That was how clinical a performance that Gujarat Titans put
Gujarat
on that day.
Titans put on. Exactly. Now
And absolute
let's.
credit to them, but we have to talk about Delhi Capitals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. So let's start with the Delhi Capitals innings first. So phase by phase. So first 6 overs they scored 45 runs. Now the fun part is out of those 45 runs, KL Rahul scored 34 of 20, and the remaining scored 16 balls, 11 runs. Can you believe it? So, okay, we can point some fingers on KL Rahul, that is fine, but the others were also not doing their bit. Not at all. At least
Yeah.
you could try. I mean, and see, Delhi's problem was always with lack of plans, I believe, from the squad building perspective, because they very well knew from the start when we analyzed their starting squad. What do we understood? JFM will open with KL Rahul. One down will be played by Karun Nair or someone. Two down Harry Brook, then Stubbs, then Akshar Patel. This will be their batting lineup, right? This was our assumption. And KL Rahul keeping the wickets, or Abhishek Porel the return, so Abhishek Porel will play at 3 and KL Rahul will open. This was our assumption, right? But when Harry Brook pulled out, they completely changed their plans. They made Faf the vice captain, and when you make him the vice captain, you have to play him. He is into your 11. Now this disturbs your batting order completely. KL Rahul, again, again it has been the season, again it has been the same story for him. He starts off brilliantly, then again loses his way in between. Again the same kind of a season like last 3 2 3 years. If you see last 4 years, in fact, from 22 till now. So
I mean,
again,
just to give the viewers a perspective, he's not talking about this one game where he got 100. It's just the season as a whole. This
season as a
game,
whole.
we'll debate about that innings, but yeah, season as a whole is exactly what you mentioned. Please go on.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, KL Rahul, again you disturb the batting order, then you play Akshar at 5. Tristan Stubbs, I mean, he's too good a talent to bat at number 6, I believe. He's too good a batsman. And that guy, I mean, last year, if you see his numbers, you'd be blown away by it. Almost 200 strike rate, over 450 runs. I mean, why will you bat him at number 6, such a player? And he has got such, he was in so good, such a good form. Even there, they reached the finals in the SA20, Sunrisers Eastern Cape. He's the keeper batsman there, Tristan Stubbs. He bats 4 for them, and he batted 4 all the season last time, even ahead of Rishabh Pant when Pant was there. So I mean, I don't understand the reasoning behind playing him so late. Then
But I
Ashutosh
think
Sharma.
they've got a bit top heavy, so it's kind of
No,
difficult for them to move around.
that is my problem, right? That is a problem. It is not working for you in most of the games. That is the problem. Because you changed the plans. Because Harry Brook was in your plans, you keep him out, and to maintain this left-right combination, you keep pushing Akshar Patel. Okay, he has been in brilliant form, but again, Tristan Stubbs at number 6. Come on, man, it's not justified. It's not justifying
He
his
batted
talent.
5 in this game, though.
Yeah, but overall, if you see,
Oh, Yeah, I
Then
mean,
again, I mean, JFM didn't work. The JFM experiment didn't work because he hasn't been in form since the end of last IPL.
he scored
Whenever he played,
150 in the entire domestic season after the
Big Bash.
last IPL season.
In Big Bash,
Yeah,
he scored 150. That was in the last game after Melbourne Renegades have been eliminated. In the last game, which was a dead rubber, he scored a 50 there. They won the game, but again, it's of no use.
pointless.
Pointless. Yeah. So he was kind of bound to fail. That's why you made Faf the captain so you can play Faf. But what is the reason of not signing a replacement for Harry Brook is something that I can't understand. You
I think they
had
definitely
all,
could have had Brevis. They could have
yeah,
had
yeah.
Brevis.
I mean, they had all the chance in the world to seal Devil Brevis signing. And Brevis has been a signing of age for CSK and he's going to play a long time for CSK. Mind you, I'm telling you this. He has shown so
Yeah,
much promise. He was the, I think, emerging player of the year in the last year in the SIT20. Means this year only, 2025 SIT20. He was the emerging player. MI captain won the title. I think ideally he should have been the player of the tournament only. 280 runs at 200 plus strike rate, batting at number 6 and 5. Too good. Too good a player. Excellent
yeah.
fielder. I mean, why would you
On
not
that
play
note,
him?
GT also missed out on his signing when Glenn Phillips got injured.
See, GT,
I know
yeah,
they
we will.
wouldn't have anticipated that Butler would leave after the playoffs. I get that it's an unforeseen circumstance, but
During the
still,
playoffs because original scheduling was such that everyone would have played all the games.
uh, you get that. But
Yeah,
yeah, go
anyways.
on.
So back to Delhi Capitals. So they messed up the batting order completely. And on the bowling part also, I mean, every time you see a new bowler coming in, every game, whether they win or they lose, a new fast bowler comes in. So yeah, Delhi Capitals, I mean, again, they started this game, if you see, they started off like very slow, 6 overs, 45, 8 overs, they were 53 for one, I believe. And from there on, they had a big over. Then they were like 12 overs, 100 and 100 for one or 100 for two. After that, when Akshar Patel came into bat, they changed gears. Akshar Patel hit two or three sixes and then got out, then Stubbs finished off the game. And throughout again, KL Rahul, again, I mean, he
But
has to play.
Akshar played a lot of dot balls though. That is for
Yeah,
sure. He
that is for
got
sure.
16 ball 25. So that also didn't help.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's why
And
they
same
struggled
is
in
the
this
thing
game.
with
They
KL
could
Rahul.
not hit
And
well.
Nani. And same is the thing with KL Rahul. Why I'd say this is KL Rahul, if you see his numbers, he has scored 56 and 24, 80 runs in boundaries in 18 balls. Then remaining 47 balls, he only scored 32 runs. And even if I consider all as singles, suppose, obviously there will be twos there, then also he has 17 dot balls. It's a big number. It's a big number. And against a team like GT, who barely face a dot ball. The best part about GT's batting is they are so calculative with their approach. If the ball is there to hit, they are going to hit. Otherwise, they will not play a dot ball. That is for sure. Especially the top three. They're not going to get a dot ball. It's a prize if you are getting a dot ball out of the top three. Either it goes for a
Yeah,
boundary or they will at
they
least
run
get a
very well.
single. They run
They run
brilliantly
very
between
well.
the wickets. They play the field really well. They play the pockets if the ground is big. They're so smart, these two, Sai and Gill.
Super.
Or
Yeah.
Butler. Butler is a legend, anyways. So that is something that you can make a point of because 17 dot balls, in the best case, I am saying, obviously it is more than 17. So I think that is a point of concern if you see the game from a holistic point of view.
Yeah, I mean, you take out 3 overs straight away with that.
Exactly.
The thing is also, I mean, we get that there could be a lot of dot balls when you play such a long innings, but the problem is he could not cover it well. I mean, ideally, I would say at least a 15 run shot from what you would have expected from a batter who bats that long and gets whatever runs from 65 balls. So yeah, that kind of didn't help their team's cause. But again, the not too much of blame you can put on KL Rahul, because on the other side also the action was not good enough apart from Tristan Stubbs. So
Yeah, that is
yeah,
the
yeah,
question, right? Why is Tristan Stubbs not batting at number 4 when he was
yeah.
so good for you last season?
And in this day and
So
age when you have such deep batting lineups, you still had Samir Rizvi, you still had Ashutosh Sharma, you had Vipraj Nigam, three batters that you couldn't even use. So that also means that you could not utilize your resources well, and hence the reason you ended up with a below par total.
yeah,
And without seeing the
and yeah,
game, if somebody at the scorecard, this is what they would feel, right? Because you guys had so many wickets and you still ended up short. At least maybe they could have gotten 30 around more had they tried to go big a bit more. And
yeah,
power play definitely was
power
the
play
first love
exactly.
story.
Exactly. This year, Delhi, after like 5 or 6 games, the power play has been really bad for them, especially from the Mumbai game. After the Mumbai game, when they lost to Mumbai at home, the first loss. After
That
that,
was
they have been their power play has been really horrible. I mean, every power play you see 2 or 3 wickets down, or if they are not, the wickets are there, the runs are not there. So it has been a kind of a the kind of bottle they had done a very bad bottle job if you see this season again.
I mean, yeah. Their second half of the season, at post the Mumbai game, was kind of very similar to CSK's entire season. Not enough runs in the power play, meaning you are already starting the game behind.
Correct.
So, so yeah, that's that. And the bowling front, as you already said, I get that Natarajan was extremely expensive in this game. 3 overs, some 45, 49 runs were scored of him. But I think you still had to back him in the upcoming game, which they didn't. We will get to that game in a short while. But yeah, the musical chairs with the bowling lineup doesn't help anybody, and it didn't help them either. And I think with
Exactly.
respect to GT in this game, you just have to stand up and applaud those two guys. I mean, throughout the season, we've been wondering what would happen if GT loses its top three quickly. We do have a couple of samples with us. One very recently, as recent as yesterday. But in this game particularly, they they made sure that they don't lose any wicket. Sai got that brilliant 100, and Shubman also would have gotten 100 had there been some more runs in the back, or if they managed to play really well. I mean, between themselves to keep some runs for Gill. But I think they were chasing the top two position, and run rate definitely matters. I don't know how it's going to impact because Punjab and RCB have 1 point extra. They have that odd number, so probably it won't come down to that. But let's see.
Yeah. So Punjab and RCB. Yeah. Anyways, GT. I think they will play CSK in the last game. So let's see. But this game, to talk about this game, so Shubman was pretty slow in his start. I think he was 15 ball 16 or 16 ball 15 when Sai was at 40 of 20 kind of a thing in the power play. But in the next 6 7 overs, Shubman was at par with Sai, even quicker than Sai. Both were at like Sai was at 74 of 43 and Shubman was 75 of 39 or something. So that's how quickly he accelerated. And that is the class of the man. I mean,
Yeah,
proper cricketing shots. I mean, he looks so elegant while playing the shots. Shubman as well, both Sai as well as Shubman, both of them. They run so well between the wickets. And I mean, I think Sai has a good chance of becoming a long-term player for India in the longer formats, both the formats, and 50 over as well as Test cricket. I see him in the top three. Sai
yeah.
Sudarshan. I mean, in the from Tamil Nadu circuit, I mean, he has been scoring ton bucket load of runs every year. So especially after the COVID. So let's see what happens. And even Ashwin has talked really, I mean, very highly of him. Ashish Nehra has talked very highly of him. If you see his past interviews, so yeah, good luck to him. And I hope we see him in England or in the Whites.
Yeah, I mean, squad announcement is also in the near future, maybe in 1 or 2 days. We'll see. We'll see if Sai definitely makes it into the squad or not. I think he will. We'll see. Yeah. Anything else you want to add in this match? I think one surprise for me has been the way they have just lost the plot, the Delhi Capitals, after the Mumbai game. I don't know why, because with the field, at least they used to come in with plans. They used to bowl in set patterns against batters. To see that they haven't been able to pick up a single wicket in this game was quite surprising to me. I
I
thought
think
at
this
least they
is
will put up a fight.
I think this is not to do with the Mumbai game exactly. The problem lies with the game against Gujarat at Ahmedabad, where I think Kuldeep Yadav barged into the boundary. What do you call boundary holdings,
Yeah,
where he barged while trying to save a boundary. After that, their bowling lineup hasn't been the same because Kuldeep Yadav hasn't looked the same. I think he went wicketless for 4 or 5 games on the trot in this game, adding this game as well. So I think that has hurt them the most because he is your
yeah,
key wicket taker and he is your strike bowler. And if he is not able to pick wickets in the most crucial part of the game from over 7 to 15, then I think you are in trouble.
yeah,
Also,
true.
also Mitchell Stark was not there. That is also an added problem for them. Uh, was added problem for them. So yeah, you can add that as well. Stark and Kuldeep both. Stark was not there. Kuldeep not performed that as per his standards. So yeah,
Yeah, overall they kind of lost the plot on both ends, both the bowling and the batting. Of course, that led to this tragic downfall, as it were. But yeah, do you want to add anything for this game, or I think we are good to move forward?
I think we should go to the next game.
Yeah. Okay. So the next game was between the Lucknow Super Giants and Sunrisers Hyderabad. So this was the game where the Lucknow Super Giants were knocked out of the tournament. They they batted first. They got 205 it was a home game for them, and this Lucknow wicket, mind you, after being relayed, has been very good for batting. Uh,
Also,
205.
also that
Huh.
is one reason. Also, they have brought the boundary short at least by 5 meters on each side. If you
Hmm.
see closely, now there are a lot of
Yeah,
green
yeah,
areas behind the boundaries. They have pulled
yeah,
back the boundaries, so the playing area has become quite much smaller compared to the previous years.
yeah. Good for them, and this is something that we discussed right at the beginning also when we were doing the squad reviews, because immediately after the auction, in fact, because the team that they picked, if the wicket was not good, if the wicket was anything like the last season's
Previous
wicket,
season.
this team would have been doomed. Uh, I mean, whatever the position that the Lucknow Super Giants are at this point, they won 6 games, I think, overall. Um, they kind of surprised us, at least me. I didn't think they would be this good. They
Yeah,
they can also they can also
they
make it
played.
7 if they beat RCB in their final group game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the best part about Lucknow is we already knew that their bowling lacked the firepower. They didn't have the experience. So it was all down to the batting, and the top three performed brilliantly for them throughout the season. It was kind of they were on the overdrive, all the three. I mean, Markram,
Yeah. Marsh
Puran,
and Puran.
Marsh. I mean, these three have been on the overdrive for the
Yeah,
most part of the seasons. I mean, Puran had a slump of form in between for 4 or 5 games. Then again, last 2 3 games he has been brilliant. This game also he
yeah,
scored some 45. Uh, in the Mumbai game also he scored 37, 40 of 30 of 15 or something. He has been scoring fast. Whatever runs
yeah.
he scores them very fast. So yeah, Lucknow Super
Overall,
Giants
if
back.
you see, overall, if you see, it's been these three, a bit here and there from Ayush
Badoni,
Badoni and Samad,
Abdul
and with the
Samad.
ball, it's been all Digvish Rathi. Apart
Yeah,
from that, nothing else. All the others have been poor, especially Rishabh Pant with the bat. Oh my God, what a horrible season he has had. Probably one of the worst by a captain in history, I would say. I
yeah.
cannot remember
I
anybody
mean,
batting so poorly. Maybe Sangakkara or
mm,
Gilchrist in one of their seasons
no,
towards
no,
the
no.
later phases of their career.
Only one name I can remember that bad. I think Ganguly of 2009. I
Hmm.
think of KKR because they had a horrible season. They only won three games, and I think that that name. I think only this performance is kind of at par with that. I believe. I don't remember, and maybe I may be wrong, but I think that is the only season you can say.
Yeah.
I mean, we have seen Devdutt Padikkal last to last year. We have seen Deepak Huda last year struggle in Lucknow. I mean, every time Lucknow has to come up with a batsman who creates new records of low. Last year, Deepak Huda, I think he averaged seven or something in the entire season. Then previous to that, Devdutt Padikkal averaged five or six for most part of the season before being dropped. I mean,
Yeah.
just extremely bad. I mean, there is something bad with Lucknow, I
There is a
believe.
curse, I think. There's
Yeah,
some
yeah,
curse there.
yeah. And
So
Rishabh Pant, I mean, the problem with Rishabh Pant is he has not looked good in any of the games. None of the games he has looked good. It's not like he was looking like he was going to get a 50 or something. He got out cheaply. No, none of the games. None,
yeah,
not one single game.
150 got that was also against Chennai Super Kings. That was also he batted so slow that they could not get anything, and
Yeah,
CSK chased that game comfortably.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a contrasting thing to say. Rishabh Pant as a captain has had some bad decisions also in this tournament, like the game I mentioned, the Chennai Super Kings game, where he didn't finish Bishnoi's quota when he was bowling really well in that game. But at the same time, if you look at it overall, I think they have over delivered. Their bowling has been good,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Shardul
I
in the
mean,
initial games.
definitely. I mean, they won games with their bowling. To be honest,
Mm.
they two games they won for their bowling. One against SRH at Hyderabad, where they restricted SRH to 190, and the other against Mumbai, where they stopped Mumbai from chasing four or five overs 50 with six or seven wickets in hand. I mean, the bowling over
Yeah,
delivered for sure. The bowling over delivered. I
yeah,
mean, those games even against KKR. KKR was 12 overs 150, chasing 237 with 8 wickets in hand. From there, they lost. The bowling definitely over delivered because 237 after
yeah,
scoring 237, you can't blame the batting. Against Mumbai Indians, also scoring 206 in Lucknow, you are not going to blame the batting. It has all to be the bowling against a power pack batting like Mumbai. So I
yeah.
think the three games which they won, that was for their bowling only, purely for their bowling's over performance, over delivery. If you see,
Yeah. Yep, and I think this was one game where it didn't come to the fore. They got 205 and it was chased down quite comfortably. And in this one also, I think the one over of Ravi Bishnoi, where he was taken down for 26 runs, Abhishek Sharma hit four sixes in that over. So that one over kind of completely killed the game. And from there on, it was quite smooth sailing for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. All they had to do was bat decently, and then they would have changed the score. Because in 7 overs only
this
they got 100. So
yeah, this Lucknow versus Hyderabad has always been a very peculiar game for Abhishek Sharma. I mean, I remember a game from
the
2023 IPL
10,
when
okay.
Markram was the captain and Hyderabad was in a good position. Somehow they lead like 6 over 70 or something. Markram tosses the ball to Abhishek Sharma. There is Stoinis on the Stoinis and Puran on the crease. Stoinis gets a single. Puran hits him for 26 or 28 in that over. Means four sixes and a boundary or three sixes and two boundaries. Then again, last year, Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head, they finish off the game against Lucknow in 10 overs. Again, I think
160.
Abhishek was the man of the match that game, 160 in 10 overs. Then again, this year, first game, Puran again takes down Tom's Abhishek in an over and completely kills off the game in the power play itself. This game, again, Abhishek continues his love affair with Lucknow and smashes four sixes and scores a 59 of 20 and kills off the game. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Abhishek and Lucknow have a very love-hate kind of a relationship.
Once he gets picked for runs, once he scores those runs.
Scores
So
runs, those runs. And it's always Puran
yeah.
on the other end who is smashing him.
Yeah. And unfortunately, this time it was Ravi Bishnoi who bore the brunt of Abhishek's bat. But yes, after that, Ishan, I think Ishan Kishan, after that 100, he has had two, three innings where he looked decent. He actually won them those games. One namely against the Chennai Super Kings. And this game also he got 30, 35 runs. Quite
Yeah, he
slow,
batted
but
sensibly.
according to the
Batted
situation,
sensibly. Yeah. The
yeah, but
problem
couldn't
with
really finish off the game. That was the problem.
the problem again with Ishan Kishan over the years has been he has to play that. I mean, he has to be a bit more calculative. You can't hit all balls for sixes or fours. You
I
have to
think
understand that.
that's the core problem. The core problem that he has, and that is the strike rotation. I
This
mean,
year it has been
I don't know. At
much
this,
better. Much better. The strike rotation has been much better, especially against the spinners. He doesn't seem to get stuck on the crease like previous seasons. Now at least
it is
gets the
still
singles.
not good enough. Still not good enough
But
for
it's
sure.
a work in progress, at least.
Work in progress. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a work in progress. That's the point.
But
Of course,
his
not as
jitteriness,
bad as previous seasons.
to hit boundaries, that I think costs him his wicket more often than not. In crucial situation, even against CSK, he got out on a half tracker. He's already smashed Noor for
Yeah,
a six. That day, that night, there was so much dew. I mean, when Noor was releasing the ball, each rev you could see the droplets coming out of the ball. There was that much dew in Chennai that night. And that day also he just threw away his wicket. After I mean on a half tracker he put one straight down the throat of Sam Curran there in deep
I think
mid.
in just three words you summarized SRH's entire season, threw away his wicket. Every
Exactly.
batter that you talk about SRH has
Yeah,
done the
yeah, yeah.
same,
Definitely, definitely. And
and
that
that's
is
why they are in the position
something
that they are.
exactly. And again, we if viewers remember, we told this in the squad review as well before the start of the season that if SRH has to do well, more as much as the openers, these two, Nitish Reddy and Ishan Kishan, who bat 3 and 4, have to perform really well so that they form the perfect bridge between the openers and Heinrich Klaasen. Otherwise, it is going to be a very difficult season, and that's what happened. These two didn't step up for most part of the season. Nitish Reddy again. I mean, at least a good thing is that
What
he has
about
started to
it?
bowl a bit after this break. I think he was coming back from a side strain injury after the BGT. So that's a positive. Going forward to the England tests. So let's see what happens. All in all, a very clinical performance by SRH. Klassen held on to his nerve and
In
just finished the game. I think got out in the last parts, but again,
towards the end, yeah, so 10, 11 to
Aniket
go.
and Kamindu Mendis, they finished off the game completely. Kamindu Mendis also played brilliantly. I mean, he got three boundaries of Digvesh Rathi and showed how good a player of spin he is and why he won that emerging player of the year in Test cricket. So yeah,
Yeah,
really good for from the Sri Lankan.
yeah, and that was the game for them. And I mean, all I could think about in this game was that one over, which completely just turned the flow. I mean, they were already in a good flow, but that kind of derailed
Can
any chance that Lucknow would have had.
I mean, I don't understand what has happened to Ravi Bishnu in the last two seasons of IPL. There's just something wrong going on with him.
I think the problem with him is he has become too predictable. He was always predictable, but his execution and his arm speed always used to, kind of make him trouble the batters. I mean, he didn't let the opposition score. But the thing is, you cannot just be a one-trick pony. Although you can see in the last, I think, 2, 3 games, he has tried to bowl more of leg spin. It's a work in progress, but I think this should have been done a long time ago. You cannot be a googly bowler because at the end of the day, your bread and butter has to be leg spin. But instead of that, more than 70 to 80% of what Bishnoi bowls is googly. So the only surprise is if he takes the ball away from you. That makes it quite easy for the batters to just set up and
Yeah,
line him up. Unless the
as KP
surface
said,
is unless
as
the
KP
surface
said,
is too assisting for the spinners, it becomes easy.
yeah, as KP says, you just have to play for the googly. If it's a leg break, you play on the instinct. Otherwise, you have to play for the googly. So that is, and also, mind you, he has picked up only 19 wickets in the last 2 seasons, means 24 and 25, which is very less for someone who is playing for India. Like 25 games, 19 wickets at an economy of in almost 10 runs and over, 9.5 to 10 runs and over. It's a big area of bother, if you ask me.
It's a concern, yeah. Yeah. And he could also be pushed to the side. I mean, you know how fickle Gautam Gambhir can be. And
No, see,
as we mentioned earlier, you
anyways,
need the current form.
Kuldeep Yadav will come back. That is for sure. Varun Chakravarti, see, Varun is your first spinner. That is for sure. If the second spinner has to be Kuldeep Yadav because Chahal has had an off season and again they are not going to. I don't think they are going to
They're not going to
look
go
at
back to
Chahal.
Chahal for sure.
Anyways. So Kuldeep Yadav is anyways in contention. Ravi Bishnoi, I think he's going to be pushed aside now with the kind of
But
performance this year.
there are going to be three spinners in
No,
Indian conditions.
no, you can't do that. Reason being, you play in March and Feb. You know how the in Feb, not even in March, late Jan and Feb. You know how the conditions are going to be.
But I think, as per the team combination, more you would see towards the October, November kind of T20s when whatever is the 11 that plays there, most likely that is something that is going to go and play in Feb because October, November means high chances of dew, right? If at that
Even
point also you are playing, you know,
even in Feb, there will be considerable amount of dew, I believe.
yeah. So in those conditions, if you are playing with three spinners, which seems to be the plan as of now, if they continue it towards the end of this year, then definitely you can see three spinners play in the 11 in the World Cup itself.
Then also, I'd say Akshar Patel is going to be one spinner. Varun Chakravarti is one
Yeah,
spinner.
yeah,
Kuldeep Yadav
yeah.
automatically becomes
That actually,
third
yeah,
spinner.
it would have been between Bishnoi and Kuldeep, although both haven't been in good form. So
No,
you
Kuldeep was
can
brilliant.
Kuldeep, yeah, I would prefer also Kuldeep because he brings in that variety to the 11. So I would also
See,
prefer Kuldeep over him.
I mean, Kuldeep was your main player in the T20 World Cup last year. I mean, how can you remove him all of a sudden for no good reason?
Because no, I'm not removing him. I'm just stating what we had in the England series. Of
Mhm.
course, you can say players
But
were
he was,
rested and everything.
but he was not there because of that shoulder injury that he had a surgery,
Uh,
right? Kuldeep had a surgery back
mm,
in November, from where he was he was in the rehab. So that's why he was not
mm,
playing. That's why he was also not certain for the Champions Trophy as well, if you remember
yeah,
this year.
yeah,
But he came back and he bowled brilliantly especially in the knockout games. So let's see.
yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how that will happen with the 11 that India plays. But yeah, coming back to this game, LSG versus SRH. Anything else you want to add in this game? I mean, also one other thing, Shardul Thakur, he started off this IPL brilliantly. I mean, what a story, right? He wasn't even picked up by any of the teams. Then Lucknow picked him because so many injuries to their bowlers. Then he started off well, but towards the end again, he came back to his original thing where he gets taken away for runs, picks up one odd wicket. That also is kind of sad because Shardul is somebody that uh, I mean, that I really like. I mean, he brings two different dimensions to the table, and he's also very crucial for India's test matches when India travels to the overseas conditions. So I really expected him to do a bit more in this IPL, but maybe I was wrong, and that was the reason why people didn't pick him up in the auction.
The problem with Shardul is he is also a one trick pony. I mean, if you see, every time he goes for a run, means he goes for a boundary, the next ball is either a knuckle ball or a dipping or a slower in dipping full toss, low full toss. Last season, if you remember correctly, he bowled 8 full tosses in the game against RCB at Chinnaswamy. And out of those 8, 6 or 7 went for boundaries. Maxwell and Cameron Green ravaged him completely in that game. And that
Yeah,
was the reason that the total went completely above par. 219, 220 don't get chased down every day. That took the total out of the equation. So he was one of the major reasons why what happened against CSK happened. You can't come in and bowl full tosses at your will. 8 full tosses from the same bowler. It's not just justified. And that too when you have played international cricket so much. He has played quite a lot of international cricket for India. So
yeah.
yeah,
You played multiple test series in overseas conditions. That makes you one of the experienced campaigners of the Indian side. That is for sure. So yeah, I mean, I was kind of disappointed with his bowling overall. But yeah, T20 cricket, Test cricket, completely different formats, and hope he does well in Test cricket whenever he gets the chance. So yeah, anything else you want to add in this game, or we can move forward?
yeah, this game, only thing I'd say is Abhishek Sharma. I mean, there has to be, he should have converted this score into a very big score with the way he was going. Can be a cue that he should take out from, not from Virat Kohli, I'd say. But yeah, can convert those scores into a big scores, I believe. From someone like a Travis Head. Travis Head does this brilliantly. I mean, whenever he gets a start, he makes sure he makes the opposition pay with the big scores. I think he felt out too cheaply. That was a ploy. The single fielder was out. He could have played a bit smartly there.
Yeah, maybe still go for the aggressive shot, but maybe just look at the field and maybe then take a call.
Yeah,
That
long
could be
bounce.
something that we can. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I
Long
mean,
boundary against the spin. You are going. Yeah.
yeah, nothing wrong with the aggression. I
Approach.
mean, yeah, you hit four sixes, go for the fifth one, absolutely, by all means. I mean, no stopping there. I'm not saying he should be wary of what he's playing, but just that maybe just improve the percentages of those shots whenever you are going aggressively. I think that would be the only thing. But yeah, again, that's something that makes him special also, that he's so aggressive, and that is why he's successful. So I think
His
we have to
bat
give it.
swing.
Yeah.
In current world cricket, if you see, I think his bat swing is only second to Nicholas Puran. Brilliant hands.
Yeah, cool. So anything else you want to add,
Now we
or
can move
we
to the
can move?
next game.
So the next game was Rajasthan Royals versus the Chennai Super Kings. Here, Rajasthan Royals won the toss and they decided to chase, which was a brave call. As you mentioned, they won two games in this
They were
season, chasing
not.
out of 10.
They were
They were
one
one
out of
in nine.
nine. One out of
Yeah,
nine before this game.
yeah. So that was a brave call. And looking at the conditions, that was definitely the right call because Delhi wicket, I mean, anything less than 220 is going to be difficult because, and especially considering the dew, it was a night game also. So definitely, it was going to be a challenge to defend 187 that CSK got. Again, this one also, Ayush Matre, again, he's been phenomenal for CSK, got 43 of 20. Devon Conway, again, struggled. Urvil, this was his second innings. The first innings, he got quick 30. Here also, he played an attacking shot, didn't work out. But this is where the problem starts. You play Ashwin at 4. You have guys like
Right.
Devard Brevis, you have Shivam Dubey.
Right.
Even Jadeja, if you push at 4, I don't agree with that approach, but it is
But
still
that has
understandable.
worked. But that has worked for you in
Uh,
few of the games.
Look,
In the
I,
Mumbai
I
game,
disagree.
I'll tell you,
I
I'll
disagree.
tell you. Okay, that is fine. You can disagree. But see, in the Mumbai game, Jadeja played a patient knock, scored a 30 ball 50. That is not bad by any means. In the game against RCB here at Chinnaswamy, he scored a 77. I think that was his highest IPL score, 77 of 41 or something. That is not bad by any means. He was batting at number 4. Finally, it seemed like, okay, you have found someone who can play at number 4. Then again you push him down in the last two games. Why are you? I mean, I don't understand why is Ashwin being preferred at number 4 when you have got Jadeja who has scored runs. Dubey was doing that job for you in the past cycle entirely 22 to 24. Okay, he's not in form, so he's out of contention. You signed a Devald Brevis, who many refer to as a generational talent, and you put Ashwin into bat at number 4. Why? You have nothing to lose now. Why are you doing such things? And that too, you are batting first, not even batting second. That you have to, you know the score means what you have to chase, and you are in a both point of bother that you have to save the wickets, something like that. Nothing like that. Why? I mean, and Devon Brevis literally scored. I mean, he won you the match against KKR by scoring 30 runs of that over of Vaibhav Arora. Otherwise, the game would have turned otherwise. Means the other side. They still pulled it till the last over for whatever reason, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, what is the point? Why are you pushing Ashwin over all these players? You
exactly.
kept playing
And
Vijay Shankar, you kept playing Deepak Huda, and you lost all those games that literally killed off your season.
yep.
Why? What is the reason, man?
And man, the thing is, look, I disagree with the move of Jadeja also. Why? Because I think it's a very defensive move to push Jadeja at that position. But it's an even more defensive move to put Ashwin in that position. So the only reason why you send Ashwin so high up in the order was to prevent loss of further wickets. Okay, 2 overs, you were 12 for 2. Why not send a Jadeja at that point? At least he would help you build that innings. The same role that you are trying to see Ashwin in, Jadeja can absolutely do that. And you
He
know he
already
can do
did
that
that.
by virtue of.
He already did
So
that.
if it was, if you asked me, an attacking move there would have been the right call by pushing Devald Brevis at number 4. But if that's not what you want to do, you want to prevent wickets. Okay, I understand that's a different way because maybe you are one batter short, so you want to extend the batting a bit. So there, send in a Jadeja because Jadeja can play the defensive role. I mean, he's going to be any day a much better batter than Ashwin. So that's where they made a mess of it. As I mean, as they've done in this entire season, I mean, quite disappointing to see that kind of decision making from MS. He's one of the best readers of the game. Probably hailed as one of the greatest minds ever in the game. To see him make these kind of calls is quite baffling, to be honest. Not his batting or keeping that is disappointing. It's always his captaincy that used to be the USP. And this season, his captaincy has been poor. And even if it is about experimentation for the future, what kind of experimentation is this? Ashwin at number 4, is it something that you are actively trying to build towards in the next season? I don't think so, man.
And if you do it, don't expect better results. It's going to be
Yeah,
same or even worse. It can be worse.
exactly.
Why do you want? See, the problem with CSK always was they didn't have many active players from the circuit. In the playing 11, if you see, like four or five of them were retired players. So we always knew they lacked the firepower. We always knew. We knew it from the very beginning. And after that, you keep on pushing those players only. Why not push fresh faces? And they are performing as well. You see Ayush Matre, he performed. You see a Dewald Brevis, he performed. Urvil Patel played brilliantly in his first game. Noor Ahmed has been good for you. Why
They
are
have a
you doing?
bunch, Bedi.
Once maybe they are not going to play. If they didn't play him for 13 games, they will not play him as well. So
They
that is for
should. They
sure.
should. The point is they should. At least
Yeah,
over guys like them, Ashwin and all. Because I mean, look, decision making, even not in terms of that particular game, also it was not right. And if you are thinking in terms of future, you are experimenting, then also it is not right. Then it is even more wrong because Ashwin is not going to play for you in the next season. Even if he is going to play, he's not going to bat number four. Come on, who are you fooling?
I
So
have no clue. I have no clue. See, number three and number four, they are very crucial spots in the batting order. Okay, number four, you can make a case that okay, from four to seven, it's kind of a you
flexible,
can you have to be flexible. But again, traditionally, a good batter should play at number four. A batter who has a long, better range of shots. And when you have a Devil Brevis, and when you have to set up the game in the first innings, why are you making experiments? Why not give that guy a good chance? He scored, maybe he would have scored a 70. You never know. He scored, I think, 35 or 40, 35, 40 runs. By coming in at number six this game, maybe he would have
42,
scored 70.
42 of 20,
42 he scored, right? And a quick 42 he scored. Like 25, 27 balls he scored.
25
So,
balls. Yeah,
yeah. So why aren't you pushing him? What is the reason behind it?
exactly. And
You have a chance to make it to the playoffs. You are playing for your pride. Then play like that, right?
exactly. And those 30 odd runs that he would have made probably would have been a difference making score
Yeah.
in this total.
Rajasthan have been pathetic, man. Rajasthan can they could not score 2 overs 18 in Chinnaswamy with 5 or 6 wickets in hand. They completely lost it. They lost the game by some 13 runs. They're that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And we also have to talk about the finishing with Shivam Dubey and MSD. Shivam Dubey 39 of 32. He hit one or two sixes towards the end, but again, striking at what 120 in a place like Delhi is horrible. And MSD, oh my God, 17 ball 16. This probably has to be one of the worst innings that he ever played in an IPL. I mean,
Yeah.
cannot believe. There was,
One
I mean, he tried a couple of times, but nothing apart from that. I mean, you cannot be this bad.
One problem I believe with CSK this season has been the misfiring Shivam Dubey. And okay, we always think of him as an all-rounder, right? When he popped onto the scene, he was held as a replacement or a backup to Hardik Pandya back in 2018, if you remember, when he scored those 5 sixes in SMAT. This
Yeah,
season, Shivam Dube, why was Shivam Dube so famous? Why did Shivam Dube perform so well for CSK? Because he played those percentages which CSK rely on. He played those high percentage shots against spin in the middle overs. He was the spin basher in the last 3 seasons, the 22 to 24 cycle. Correct? So this year, Shivam Dube, see, he always had a problem against fast bowlers. He is not the best player of fast bowling. That is fine. Everyone has their own strengths. But he was a brilliant player against spin bowling, especially in the hitting part of the game. But this
middle
year,
overs.
he strikes at 109 or 119 against spinners.
That too because of the last game. Otherwise, he was striking at 105 against spin.
So that is a major concern. And he has played a lot of balls, mind you. He has played 340 runs. He has scored, Shivam Dube, what I see. 340 of 262 balls. That's a lot of balls for someone batting 596. So it's not like he has not got the opportunity, but he hasn't fared really well. And in his strong zones, he has not performed. The part of the matches which he used to own, he is losing out on them, and that is a major reason why CSK is sitting at the bottom of the table.
Yeah,
Even in the one KD game, he could not take his chances against the spinner. This year, even mind you, they haven't bowled him much spin this year. You see, RCB didn't bowl him spin in the first game at Chepauk. Then I think only I think KKR bowled him a lot of spin because everyone was out in that game against in the game at Chepauk when they got out for 100 for 9 or something they scored.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I don't think anyone gave him much spin as well. But still, he could not score runs.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely the pain point which has been for CSK. But again, there's been plenty of pain points for them in this season. The top three and the finishing also has been quite on and off. MSD, you gave him that role of playing 10 balls and scoring whatever you can. So there also he hasn't been able to score quick runs in a couple of maybe 3 or 4 games also, if you look at it in totality. But yeah, it was a completely poor display here. I think the credit also must be given to Akash Madhwal in this game. Yudhvir, he bowled decent couple of overs, was taken downtown by Ayush Matre.
He
Ayush
got
Matre has
3
been
for
a phenomenal
47.
talent. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He's a phenomenal
If
talent.
not for Ayush Matre, his figures would have been much better. He changed his lens quite quickly. I would say that you have to give it to him. But Akash Madhwal, I think, has been the best bowler. Towards the end, he nailed those Yorkers. He had some certain zip in his deliveries. After the first over, you could see him make that correction instantly. He went back to his strength, and there is certain tailing in of his balls.
The reverse swing.
If you see, yeah, he
It was a
he
reverse
he
swing.
does that quite well. He does that quite well, and I think that also stopped MS and Dubey from getting those runs. But yeah, of course, you cannot give that as an excuse. But I mean, credit where it's due to Akash Mudwal. I think he was also the man of the match for his performance, rightly so. And yeah, it's unfortunate that he also hasn't been used enough by Rajasthan Royals. We've talked about their mismanagement a lot in this edition of the IPL. I mean, precisely these two teams have been quite bad, and that's what the results also suggest. That's why they are the bottom two of this points table
Yeah, that is for sure. I mean, CSK was on a Delhi wicket, at least they were 25 runs short. Not, I
easily.
mean, 210 was easily gettable with the way they were going. Even after the cap means when Brevis got out, after that also it looked like they can get that respectable total of 200, 210. But they ended up only getting 187, which is quite easy, especially for the chasing team. But again, when chasing and Rajasthan, they have been familiar foes this this season. Rajasthan started off brilliantly again. Yashasvi Jaiswal going bonkers. So did the kid Vaibhav Suryavanshi.
Suryavanshi
Jaiswal
played a mature innings this time.
this
He scored what he scored. I think close to 120 strike rate in
no no
the
no
power play.
50,
After that,
54 of
after that he made up very well.
30 something he scored, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. In the power play, he played a bit slowly. He took his time because he didn't want to throw his wicket. It was a
Yeah,
mature knock from the kid.
yeah, definitely. That is for sure. And I think he got 57 of 33 he got. That means he
33.
got quite well.
Yeah, yeah,
Again,
yeah.
Sanju again not finishing off the games. I mean, why Sanju? Why? I mean, the game is in such a. I mean, it was almost done when Sanju got out. I mean, you could have carried your bat. You should have. This is the last game. You could have played a bit sensibly and finished off the game. Again, you got out
Yeah.
cheaply, and it looked like they will get troubled. Rajasthan. They lost 2 wickets in the same over of Ashwin, Sanju as well as Vaibhav
Sam
Suryavanshi. And I thought again, okay, we are in for some treat again, it seems.
And then Noor got rid of Parag also
Yeah,
in
Parag,
quite a short while. The
yeah,
game was
Parag.
done at that point, but yeah, it
Yeah.
looked like they could
But
mess
with
it up.
Rajasthan, you never know.
You
With
never know.
Rajasthan, you never know. Yeah. So again, these two got them home finally after losing like 3 or 4 games on their own. Parag and sorry, Dhruv Jurel
Jurel
and
and Hetmeyer.
Hetmeyer. So
Yeah.
finally. Finally,
Edmar
Rajasthan
finally,
got some
Edmar
points.
finally finished not out with a winning game for Rajasthan.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. So that
quite
pretty much
positive.
sums up the season for Rajasthan. I mean, everything that could go
Yeah,
wrong didn't go wrong in this game.
don't. So yeah, yeah. And with respect to Chennai's bowling, I mean, uh, you cannot criticize them too much with respect to the bowling section, at least in a ground like Arjun Jaitley.
Delhi.
When you
Yeah,
don't
small.
have enough runs on the board, you cannot do anything. I mean, Anshul bowled really well with the new ball. Noor was expensive, but in, like I said, cannot criticize because the runs on the board were not even close to be enough. It wasn't even a par score. Forget about par plus and considering certain extra runs for the due, you could not even reach the par score. So yeah, what's the point?
That is
So
something that also one another concern I'd say is for Khalil. I mean, he was looking so good at the start of the season. At least for the first 10 games, he was really good for CSK.
uh,
But last 3 4 games, he has been taken for runs. For plenty, he has been taken for. RCB game, he got for 35 or 36 in that over. 3 over 65 he considered. Then again yesterday, I means last game he got like 3 overs 35, no wickets. And this has been a point of concern for CSK because till Khalil was doing
how
well, they were
many?
at least,
This is not a point. This is another point of concern.
yeah, yeah, this is another point of concern for CSK because Anshul Kamboj has bowled well. Whatever chances he has been given, he is not allowed to bowl outside the power play for some reason. He never bowls. And whatever chances he got, he has bowled quite well. Anshul
He's
Kamboj.
being used like Deepak Chahar was being used.
Okay. So then Ashwin, I think Ashwin, he's on the tail end of his career, so I'm not expecting too much from him. Although he bowled well in this game, you can say, at least from the wickets column. But again, Jadeja had a horrible game, kind of a horrible outing again with the ball, like most of the games this season. Jadeja, because Jadeja, see, Jadeja is your main defensive bowler. Okay, he may not take a lot of wickets, but he is someone who just go quickly bowls those over, doesn't go for many runs. But this year it hasn't been the case, and this is
I
something
mean,
I believe
especially in
we have to work.
this game, I'm giving everybody a pass because you didn't had enough runs, man. And well, I've
Yeah,
been to
yeah,
so many games in that venue. You cannot defend there if unless you have a good amount of runs on the board.
that is for sure. I mean, even if in the games that you see that was different, like Mumbai, even 206 looked like a cakewalk when Karun Nair was batting. It looked like they will end it up in 17 or 18 overs, the way they were going. Some things happened and they lost the game in the 18th over itself. So, so yeah, that is, yeah, it is very difficult. I mean, the batting has to step up, and for the batting to step up, you have to get the batting order right. If you don't get the batting order right, it's more likely to fail. Even in the games they won, if you see the Mumbai game, they took it till the last over in the home at Chepauk. There was no use. I mean, you had lost like four wickets, six wickets you lost for no good reason. You were they were
Bro,
I mean
that day
Rituraj
itself.
Rituraj Rituraj Gaikwad literally killed off the game in the power play itself. If not for Rituraj Gaikwad, maybe that game also they would have lost with the
For
way
sure.
the
For
others were
sure.
batting. There is no Bumrah, there is no Hardik Pandya, and still you are in such a state of bother. That too at Chepauk. When you know it's easier at the chase, Mumbai had got a very below par score. Then also you are in a bother. You were in the state of bother for most part of the game while batting.
On that day itself, I I predicted CSK season. You could see any of the group chats that we had put up. On that day itself, I said, this is a horrible start. Yeah,
Then
you
you
won the game, but you showed a glimpse of the future.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Then against Lucknow, when they won the game, I mean Lucknow, what against a bowling lineup like Lucknow, 160 chase you are taking till the last over. You finish off with 3 balls to spare. That too because of a full toss from Shardul Thakur and all those things happened. You are just, I mean, it's too defensive to be honest. even with the games they won. Again, the game against with this game, KKR at Eden Gardens, they were so means Brevis completely turned the game on its head with that 30 run over. He gets out. Again, it's a portal job. I mean, I don't know why are you dragging the game. What is the point? I mean, Dubey, I think that day also he was scoring like 25 of 30 or something. He was at one point of time. Then he scored a boundary of he got a half volley of Harshit Rana which he pulled into the stands. Otherwise, till that point, again they were like 6 overs for 45 they needed, and it still went till the last over.
Yeah, I
Why?
mean, this definitely will change in the next season, I believe. But we have to see. They have to
No,
make a
no,
couple
no.
of
How?
buys.
But how is it going to change? Why will you, by sending players like Ashwin above Devil Brevis, is it going to change?
Yeah, if this continues, then definitely it's not going to change. But what I see is right now, when if you add Gaikwad into this 11, you have Ayush Matre, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Urvil. Hopefully, you push Deval Brevis to number 4. Then you have Dubey and Jadeja, followed by MS and whoever. Also, you need one extra overseas guy. You have to
Maybe Sam
go
Curran
well in
comes
the
back.
auction.
Maybe Sam
But
Curran
if
comes
Sam
back.
Curran comes back, him at 8 would make this batting lineup look decent. But I think you need a designated power hitter, not Sam Curran. But yeah,
Yeah,
whatever it
maybe
is,
Tim Seifert can come in, or you have a lot of choices because we
maybe
don't know
maybe somebody.
how the season, next season, how it shapes up for the other teams as well.
That's why I said these guys should have tried Vansh Bedi because he can be that aggressive power hitter towards the end, who can spank a few 10 balls, 20, 25. He can play that role. Of course,
He's
he's
from
not
Delhi,
going to be
right?
consistent. He's from Delhi.
He's
Yeah.
from Delhi.
If you
Delhi.
remember the game between CSK and RCB, there was one guy who clicked picks with MS and Virat. He went viral. That was Vansh Bedi.
Okay. And yeah, that game, I went to the stadium, and that game, CSK. I mean, they got all the
No,
gifts
this
from
was
the.
the first game, not the Bangalore one. This was the game in
Okay,
Chepauk.
okay, okay.
But
I
yeah,
was talking about
that
this
game.
Chinnaswamy. I
Yeah,
mean, they got all the gifts from God. There was kind means there was good amount of dew, not a lot of dew, but there was good amount of dew because it cooled down like 6 or 7 degrees that night. It was kind of cold in the stadium, like when 10:30 kind of time from the last 10 overs for CSK batting. Then there were four dropped catches. 6 out of 7 balls bowled in the last over were full tosses. Still, these people managed to lose the game. Why? How? I mean, what else do you need, man? I mean, they were like 15 overs, 160, one run ahead of where RCB was in 18 overs. Last two,
yeah,
they scored in last 2 overs, you had to score in 5 overs with 8 wickets in hand. From there, you lost the game.
yeah. That is completely on MS and Jadeja. I think by his own admission, MS mentioned that he should have finished off the game. Maybe he had gotten a couple of sixes more than what he actually ended up with. And yeah, purely 4 overs, 40 or something they needed to do. They played out Suyash Sharma's over
Oh,
for
six runs.
what
Six runs.
six singles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not six singles. I think Jadeja played 4 balls. He got 4 runs.
And MS got two
If it
runs.
was
Two dabs
Yeah,
to cover.
maybe one two and one dot ball in that case for Jadeja. But whatever it was, overall it was extremely poor, and you cannot blame the batting order there because batsmen had done their job. Deval Brevis, unfortunately, he got out on a full toss. It was a not out. Did not take the DRS. Maybe his DRS would have changed the course of the game there. But regardless, and Shivam Dubey, they did not trust to finish off the game. I think that was also one call which costed them. But yeah, needless, needless to say, it's been a horrible season for them. But maybe they've got one game against GT. That also is going to be very difficult because GT is going to push hard in that game for a win because they have to consolidate their spot in the top two. Otherwise, they could lose it out to maybe a Mumbai Indians or a RCB or even a Punjab Kings. You never know. So it's not going to be easy. But what I hope is one last game you have. Give all the youngsters their opportunities, send them in the top five, see what happens. You're not even going to go from 10th to ninth position in the points table. It doesn't
Even
really
if
matter at all. Even if you win, it doesn't matter. Even if you lose, it doesn't matter anyways. So that's what I would hope. Deval Brevis at four, Dubey at five, then Jadeja at six. Maybe even once Bedi at six, not Jadeja. Jadeja can go further down. So,
Yeah, I think Vanchvedi should get a game. I think he got good numbers in the Delhi Premier League from the same league
yeah,
where Priyacharya and this Divyesh Rathi and Vipraj Nigam, these people came
yeah.
in. So I
And
think
they
he
have
should
impressed
at least,
really well.
yeah, they have impressed a lot. I mean, Priyansh and Digvesh Rathi. Also Vipraj, I think Delhi faded out for the second half of the season. Otherwise, till they were in their good form, Vipraj was one of the main guys.
Vipraj won them games, man. The chase against GT, there also it was Vipraj who took the initiative. The game was looking as good as gone, but that
LSG,
partnership
LSG,
between, sorry,
LSG.
LSG. Yeah,
Him and
yeah.
Ashutosh.
Him and Ashutosh. It was Vipraj who
No,
got
even
30 of some 15 balls or something.
even against Mumbai, when they were in a point of bother in the chase at
Hmm.
Delhi, there also he got a six and a four of Santner before getting out. Yeah,
Yeah,
and he bowled relatively well compared to what his experience is on this level. He bowled really well, Vipraj. Maybe he has not got the wickets to show that thing, but he has bowled well.
yeah. So yeah, point being, you had so many guys coming in from DPL and doing well. Maybe you can try a Vanchvedi. It doesn't matter if he doesn't work out, but if he works out, then think about what you can do with it in the future. So yeah, that's
Somehow,
all. Huh.
somehow, all the youngsters that CSK has tried this season, they have fared out well, which they
Yeah,
really don't do often. They
they,
always back experience. And this year, whatever whoever youngsters they have put in, they have batted and bowled really well. Maybe Devald Brevis, Ayush Matre, Noor Ahmed for the reason,
Anshul
then
Kamboj.
Anshul Kamboj. Yeah, all these people fared out really well. So I mean, you can give them a chance, I believe.
So you see, their backup players have done better than their original picked
Yeah,
players.
yeah, yeah,
That
definitely,
explains a lot. So
definitely.
yeah, I mean, that's the hope. Anything else you want to add for Rajasthan Royals or Chennai Super Kings?
Rajasthan Royals, I just don't want to watch them play again this year. Oh, okay, they are
They're a
not good.
good side though. They're a good side. They just need to get that finishing right. That's what I believe. Also, we never know what's going to happen between Sanju and Rajasthan. So that is also something that we have to watch out for.
Even if you see the post from Yashasvi Jaiswal after this
Kind of
game,
cryptic.
it's kind of indication that things are not very good inside the camp. Jaiswal, Sanju, there might be big releases before the next auction.
Yeah. And maybe we talk about it towards the end whenever we do the season review of the
Season
teams.
one,
At
yeah,
that point,
yeah,
maybe we can talk about these things.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else you want to add for CSK? Or we want to move to the next game?
Yeah, we can move to the next game.
So the next game was between Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals. This was in Wankhede. I think this was the last game at Wankhede this season. What a game, man! This one, I really liked this game, and this was the most important game after the resumption because a win here would have meant Delhi Capitals continued their fight for the
Campaign.
playoffs. And
Yes.
till the last game, the contest would have been quite interesting. But Delhi did a Delhi. They started off brilliantly, but it was the Mumbai game that turned their campaign upside down. And it is the game against Mumbai, this time in Mumbai's home, that put a full stop to their season. I mean, Mumbai batted first on a damp wicket. Sky. I mean, I'm really thankful to God that Sky is back in form, man. I really missed this guy. Finally, he's
Major reason behind it is he had shoulder issues
yeah,
for the
yeah, I
last
know.
from the last end of the last World Cup. He has had troubles with his shoulder. He didn't get the time to rehab because he was made the captain and those things followed. So what I believe is that thing the rehab went well and he got his now he got his mojo back. 13 games this season, he got a chance to bat. In all those 13 games, he has scored 25 or more runs. I mean, consistency at its peak. And
500 plus runs this season.
almost 600, 583 or something he has got now at once 176. That too. And that too,
176.
mind you, yeah, that too, he had got some bad games as well against RCB at sorry, at Wankhede, and one bad game at Chepauk as well. The first game, he was quite kind of a run of ball innings. So even that, he has fared off really well, Sky. Mumbai lost the toss, and I think it was a blessing in disguise. I was very unhappy that Hardik, I think he won first 7 out of 8 tosses in the first 7 8 games, whatever he was when he was the captain. But again, when we came here, means after that he lost I think 3 or 4 tosses on the trot. I was very unhappy that okay, because one KD, I had
This
a
was the
chat.
important part.
Yeah, and I had a chat with my friend in Mumbai that he was saying that it has been kind of a rainy season. Means rain was predicted that day, and so that if there is rain, uh, it is for sure that will be no dew because there will be winds. The temperature drop will not be much, so there is very less chance of dew. Also, there were like 3 days before the game, it has continuous rain, which means the pitch was under the covers, and we know when the pitch is under the covers, it grips and bounces a lot for the spinners. So that meant that it is the game is more likely to be on DC's favor because they have three good spinners in their ranks with
Akhtar,
Kuldeep, Akshat,
Rutraj, and
and
Kuldeep.
Raj. Yeah, but it seems I think
Fate
the
was
toss
also
was
not on their
in
side.
DCS.
Akshar was absent in this game.
Yeah,
That also,
Akshat was
I think he
upset
would
on
have
the
been
game. I
he
think they
would have
should
been
have
brilliant in
batted
this
first.
game.
I think they should have batted first at Delhi this game, but again they went by the stereotype at one kid that we should chase, and that didn't prove very fruitful for them. Although for the major part of the game with the ball, they were really good. I mean, 18 overs, Mumbai was only 132, and last 2 overs, my goodness, what brilliant hitting from Sky and Namandhir.
Namandhir. Oh my God, Namandhir
Namandhir,
also.
Namandhir, Namandhir is a serious contender for the uh, emerging player, I believe. If Mumbai go and make it all the way, I believe he's a very serious contender for the emerging player of the season this time.
I think
Because,
that's going to go to Vaibhav Suryavanshi.
but I mean, they haven't won any games. I mean, why? I mean, you should look at the teams. Means the contribution in team performances as well.
Yeah, but you also
Anyway,
have to think about the PR. So what a
that is a
PR it would be for IPL for Vaibhav
separate.
Suryavanshi, a 13, 14-year-old kid
That
to
is a separate problem. But anyways, but if you see, because whatever chances Namandir got, he has batted brilliantly. Maybe the game against Lucknow when he came in at number 3, he scored a quick 45 at 200 strike rate. Then against RCB in the chase also he batted brilliantly because he was the last man with Hardik Pandya, if you remember. Again, I think Lucknow Super Giants also he scored 16 ball 35 or something in 1 KD. Then again last match he got a 8 ball 24. I mean whatever
yeah,
limited chances this guy gets, whenever they send him out to bat, he bats well, scores those quick
yeah,
runs, and he's too good a
yeah.
batsman I believe to bat at number 7. Anyways, means the combination is not helping, but yeah. And Surya, I think this was one by his own standards. I think this was one of his best innings, given the point that Delhi prepared really well for him on this wicket because it was gripping and they didn't give the field placement was such. Even I think Gujarat Titans gave the other teams you can say blueprint how to bowl to Surya, especially if you're bowling spin. They completely packed the leg side, especially from square leg to from mid wicket to deep fine with three fielders on the boundary. So they completely negated the sweep, and that actually I think made Surya. I thought that he is going to throw away the wicket, at some point of time because he was not getting those boundaries. He was timing it well, but it was straight to the fielders. But kudos to Surya, he held on to his nerve, took the game deep, and completely killed it off in the last 2 overs. 48 in the 2 overs. I mean, the momentum completely shifted from Delhi to Mumbai in those two
Yeah,
overs. And after that,
that was the game there.
I knew there is no way Delhi is going to score those runs because on that wicket, 180 is too much, especially against Mumbai Indians, because they are going to come full throttle at you. Reason being, it is the chances of qualification on the line.
Yeah. If
So
this
yeah,
was the first game of the season, then Mumbai maybe would have lost, but not
otherwise,
in this phase of the tournament.
otherwise there is no way.
Yeah.
And when the bowling started, first over, I think Trent Bolt tried to get that magical delivery in, which he got KL Rahul out, I think, 2, 3 times in the past, coming around the wicket and the ball swings in a mile and get the comes either hits his pads or gets his stumps out. But that didn't happen. Second over, I think Deepak Char got rid of no second over. Yeah, I think he got rid of Faf du Plessis. Deepak Char bowled those that cutter into the slow knuckle ball into the wicket and got rid of Faf du Plessis. And from that point, it was quite evident that they are going to bowl into the wicket. And if the wicket is behaving like that, Santner is going to kill you all. There is no way you can play on this kind of a wicket against Santner because he is tall. He's especially he. You can think of him as a left-handed Ashwin. That much turn and bounce from that height. It's very
Yeah.
difficult. It's extremely difficult for any batsman. And we saw the glimpse of that in the game at Pune last year. He got 13 wickets in this kind of a wicket, where
Yeah.
it was bouncing that much and turning square. So that
I mean,
when
Santner currently is definitely the best spinner in the world. If you
yeah, yeah,
see,
yeah.
maybe
in a
just Varun Chakravarti is somebody that would push him, but otherwise
in a way, yeah,
he's stuck. Yeah.
in a way, yes. Because the best part about Santner is he's he's never considered to be a main spinner, but yet he delivers. That's the best part about him. Even in the
Yeah.
games against
How are you feeling? How are you feeling after stealing former CSK blood Mitch Santner from us
you didn't
and
play
making
him.
him perform?
How many games
We
did you
had
play him?
Jadeja, man. What could we do? What
That,
could we do?
that, I always wanted Santner
This season he
like
would have played though.
from
This season he would
yeah
have played. Four spinners we could have played.
from the time I mean when Krunal Pandya left, I always wanted that someone should if someone replaces Krunal Pandya in the Mumbai side, it has to be Mitch Santner. Finally, that thing happened this season. I'm glad that they picked him. Anyways, so and KL Rahul. I mean KL Rahul again the same problem. This game you didn't have to go very hard. You were 4 balls, 10 runs. What was the reason? You already lost Faf du Plessis, the only senior batter in the side. Akshar is not there. Only man there is Stubbs. Why on this kind of a wicket you want to go down on Trent Bolt?
Overcorrected. I would say simply he overcorrected in this game. Last game he should have gone a bit harder, but he reduced that. This game he he had to play according to his template. He didn't have to do anything different. He just had to take time, take the innings deep, then finish it off. But in this game, he tried to score quickly. I don't know why. Maybe one other justification that I could think of is he was thinking that I have to maximize the power play because it's going to be extremely hard to play mid Santner on this wicket. So maybe the middle overs will not yield us enough runs. So I have to get the maximum in the power play. Maybe that was one thought that he had, which is why he tried to, uh, maybe get more runs. And in return, it cost his wicket.
Can be a case, yeah, but I think again KL
But yeah,
with that wicket,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't justify that you would be so poor, right?
yeah, and with
As a
that
senior
wicket, I
batter of the
believe
side, you would be expected to score runs in these kind of wickets. On these days,
exactly.
especially when your team is at the brink of being knocked out, what use is all experience that you have if you are not able to stand up on these days? That is a
for sure,
problem.
for sure. And I believe this is the point I realized that okay, the game is done. There is no way they are going to score these many runs without KL Rahul on the wicket.
And Faf. Because
And Faf
Faf on
also.
these kind of wickets is a very good batsman, but this
Yeah,
season
yeah.
it has been quite poor for Faf.
I think he was good before that injury happened. Some injury happened and he was out for 5, 6 games in the middle. And that
Yeah.
is the phase where Delhi lost their
The
way, I
momentum,
believe.
yes. Yeah.
So yeah. And after that, I think Abhishek Porel got out to this guy, Will Jacks. Again, he gets after left, comes in, bowls to a left-hander, gets him out, gets out of the attack. I think pretty poor fielding by Mumbai by their own standards. Rohit Sharma absolutely dropped a setter of Vipraj, but thankfully it didn't cost much because Santner got him out on the next over itself. Then I think Bumrah got a absolute Jaffa to get rid of Tristan
Tristan
Stubbs. The
Stubbs.
balls the ball seemed in a
Couldn't do
mile.
anything. You cannot do anything against that ball.
Yeah.
Bumrah was just too good. And that was the game there. After that, there was
Yeah.
some artificial excitement with Rizvi getting a few, but game was over.
Yeah. Game was over. I mean, Delhi Capitals. I mean, firstly, and I think Santner bowled whatever we predicted that Santner is going to come good on this wicket. He bowled extremely well. Three for
4 overs, 3
11.
for 11.
I mean,
Yeah.
how how can you sum that up? How good that was that?
Yeah. Yeah. That was all about this game. I mean, Mumbai batted really well. I think the partnership between Sky, even Tilak, he couldn't, you know, get too many runs. But I think looking at the post-match comments that Sky made, I think they always had a plan of getting to 165, 170 at best. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. So I think based on that, if you see at the
Still,
10 over mark, they were doing okay.
still you okay. Only thing that you can say in defense of Tilak that he had to make sure that there were no further wickets so that they can maximize the last 5 overs.
Yeah.
But
But
okay, I
still
mean,
10 runs more.
but,
10 runs
but
more. Not too
again,
many, at least 10 more
yeah, yeah,
runs.
exactly. And this has been a problem with Tilak. Again, we what we eventually we means what we initially considered is how good a player of spin he is. But slowly, because if you see the game against England at Chennai, he bailed us out of a, I mean, very difficult situation. He bailed us out. Then after that, I think any time that he has been given a chance to bat on a tough turning track or something that where the ball is not coming on that well, I think he hasn't fared really well. The game against GT or the game at Chepauk against CSK this year, then Lucknow where he was retired out, then last night the game. I mean, and even in the game against GT at Wankhede this year again, he got out cheaply for 9 of 10 or something like that. When the bat it was not coming on that well to the bat. So I think this is again because Yashasvi Jaiswal is back in form and he is going to give you a run for your money by all means.
Yeah.
No matter how well you batted all those things, Jaiswal is a bigger player, at least at this point of time. So
Yeah. Yeah. But I think
okay,
at least
because
starting he will
all those
retain his spot.
games, all those things, because all those games where because that is what you expect from your number three to bail you out of these situations, and he completely lost it. Gujarat game, I think chasing 197 was not going to happen on that wicket, especially against their bowling attack if there is no dew. There was no dew that day, so we knew that we are going to lose big. That is one problem. But in other games, the game against Lucknow at Lucknow, that is something that he had to finish off, but he just could not get the ball out of his. He could not just hit the ball. Then
Yeah.
again, last night also. I mean, okay, I'm not asking you too much, but at least you can rotate the strike, right? You are playing dot balls to a spinner when there is no man to protect the single on the leg side. Then also you're not even trying to take a single. You're just defending Kuldeep Yadav or
Yeah.
Vipraj Nigam. That is not done. And this
Yeah.
these are the things that the opposition players, mean opposition, draw plans on. That
Yep.
okay, if we put Tilak Verma to face like 20-30 balls, if the wicket is helping us a lot bit, then the game is done. This is what happened in the past. We know, we can put on example, we can bring out examples where oppositions planned like this against big players.
Yeah, exactly. And that is something that he does need to work on. And yeah, overall, I think he did finish off that game against England, but there was new factor there. On these kind of surfaces, he does tend to struggle. But yeah, I think he's young and he's going to improve on this aspect of the game as well. That's the hope, at least. And we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah,
And anything else you
yeah,
want to add for this game?
yeah. I mean, what I can say, I'd say that maybe I'll miss Rickelton a bit more because he'll be leaving after the final group game for South Africa. Have a World Test Championship final, so he'll be leaving. And Will Jacks also, I don't know why they have picked him now. They were not picking him, and all of a sudden they have picked him now. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's going to disturb the stability a bit, I feel.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it also gives an opportunity, right? If you have a Johnny Bairstow coming in, Johnny Bairstow and Rohit Sharma are going to open. Hope Bairstow gets some good runs in, otherwise it's going to be very costly for you guys. After that, you can have maybe Tilak at
Tilak
three.
at three.
Finally, he can get back his good form, maybe. Or if not Tilak, then you can have Sky at three, Tilak at four. Again, it helps push Hardik at five and Namandir one position higher at number six. And then I don't know what you're going to do with that number seven batter. You have to find somebody.
I mean, what I see from the reports is that they are going to sign in Charita Salanka.
But
And
if
Charita
Asalanka is signed,
Salanka,
then he has to bat top, right? He has to bat top three.
no, Charita Salanka bats five for Sri Lanka.
He
Why should he
can?
bat?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a good
In
player of
that
Sri
case, you
Lanka.
can.
You remember that series last year we lost. He was the main man at
Uh,
that.
yeah.
Aslam. He bats really well against
But did
spin.
he bat at five? I don't remember if he batted
Four
so
or five
low.
he bats. Four or five he bats.
Okay. Then that will
Because
work for you guys. Then
Oshada
you can.
Fernando, Pathum Nisanka, these two open. Asalanka definitely. Kushal Mendes bat three. Kushal Mendes bats three for them. So
If he
Kushal
can
Mendes
bat at four or five, if he can bat five, then you are sorted. You have Sky Bairstow. Sorry, you have Rohit Bairstow, Sky and Tilak at 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have Asalanka at five. Then you can have Hardik and Namandeep. Then that's a sorted batting order for you.
yeah,
It's going to even benefit, I would say. Could be
yeah,
a
yeah.
blessing in disguise. Only thing you would miss is the off-spin bowling of Will Jacks. But hopefully the other bowlers are good enough and they'll
He was
compensate.
really good to lefties, man. I mean, he got rid of Puran, he got rid of Pant, he got rid of Abhishek Puril this game, he got rid of Head in one of those games against Hyderabad. I think he was brilliant. Will Jacks. I think he got rid of Abhishek Sharma or Ishan Kishan in one of the games. He got rid of Ishan Kishan as well in the game, in the Mumbai game.
Hmm.
So, yeah, so I mean, he was really good for us, especially against the lefties.
Yeah, cool. And like before moving on to the last couple of games on the calendar that we have for today, let's do this. Or maybe we want to keep it towards the end. The predictions for top two. Maybe
Yeah,
let's keep it towards the end. Let's
yeah,
keep it
because
towards the end because
the next two games that we discuss will draw a lot of
yeah,
possibilities.
yeah. Okay.
So
So anything
the
else you
next,
want to add to this game, Mumbai and Delhi?
let's
No?
let's
Just
let's.
just feeling sad for Delhi that they got knocked out and feeling happy for Mumbai.
I don't feel sad for Delhi because it was, I already told that it is one of Delhi or Punjab that is going to get out because they are the bottlers, serial bottlers, and
Yeah,
This time it is not Punjab. That is a surprise. This time it is Delhi.
One of the
Forget
two,
that.
man. It's one of the two always.
Yeah.
I don't think there has been ever a season. Yeah, but no. Towards
No,
the
Punjab.
earlier seasons, it has happened.
Punjab won 6 out of 6 games in 2018, first half of the season, and they lost. They ended up at number 6 in
Yeah, that I
2018.
know. That I know. Ashwin Sharma was captain. But what I was
Uh,
thinking is, has there ever been a season where both Delhi and Punjab made it to the playoffs? I thought there were none, but in the very first season itself,
first
these
season,
two teams
yeah.
made.
Punjab
Yeah.
was third and Delhi was
In the second season, Punjab was not there. Punjab was there
Punjab
again in
has
2014,
qualified only 3 times. Punjab has
2008,
qualified only
14,
3
and
times
25.
this year. So they are the perennial culprits. So
Hmm.
yeah,
So
we can start off
nice.
with the LSG game.
GT
LSG
versus
and
LSG game.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
this one, I think we can keep it quite short
Quick,
because
quite
again, it
concise.
was the same thing. It was quite the same thing as we've seen with LSG. Marsh, Markram, and Puran. They completely ripped apart GT in this game. They got 235 for 2. And Rishabh Pant, finally, finally, he got a good innings under his belt. 6 balls, 16 runs.
Yeah, yeah. 16 of 7, I think. Yeah, 16 of
16 of
7 he got.
6.
Last ball was a dot. Last ball was a dot of Rabada. So what happens, the best part is GT got a taste of its own medicine this time. And they could not get the top three out. And the
Yeah,
opposition completely rampaged past them. GT.
yeah. First
So,
6 overs, 53. This is also a contradiction to what LSG has been doing. They kept their wickets till the 9th, 10th over. After that, they started to attack. I think they got close to 140 runs, maybe
yeah,
143
yeah.
runs in the last 10 overs.
Yeah, because they went really because Puran went berserk, absolutely berserk.
Yeah.
Puran as well as Marsh. Marsh, I think
Got
Rashid
100.
Khan. Yeah, he got 100, the Bison. But how he treated Rashid Khan, it was a spectacle, to be honest. I mean, okay, he bowled two half trackers, but still to hit him off the length over his head. Excellent, excellent picking of the length, I believe, from Mitch Marsh and
Yeah.
using that power of his to great ability.
Yeah.
And at 25, I mean, from last year, I think how Will Jacks treated him, there is then Pollard hit him for 5 consecutive sixes and 100. Now again, last game, I think Rashid Khan is really going through a tough patch. And this
That's what.
is and this is something that GT would not fancy going into the playoffs. He was, I think, apart from the Mumbai games, both the Mumbai games, Rashid Khan hasn't looked well. I think the first Mumbai game he bowled only 2 overs, got 10 runs, 1 wicket, I believe. They didn't bowl him again. They didn't require to bowl him again. And in the Mumbai game at 1K day, he got really well. I think 4 overs, one for 24 or 25 he got rid of Will Jacks.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I believe Rashid Khan hasn't bowled that well this year again.
No, he hasn't. That's the point. And that also is credit to GT that without Rashid Khan bowling too well, they've gotten those runs. They've gotten
Yeah,
those
yeah.
wins rather. So,
Mhm.
so
That
that's
is
that's a
that,
good thing.
but the problem is with GT is there means when the bowling tends to concede runs, it seems there is no stoppage. That is a big problem for them because all the games, if you see, when they have not got a power play wicket, they have struggled a lot. Maybe the first game against Punjab at Ahmedabad when they conceded 245. I think 2 or 3 wickets only Punjab lost that game.
Mm.
Huh. For 3 wickets only, I think. Shreyas Iyer as well as that guy, Shashank, both of them were not out. So, huh. Then against against Rajasthan also they got blown apart when Suryavanshi took on the bowlers. Then again last game also they didn't have an answer. I mean That was the point of Rashid Khan, right? When these were the points when Rashid Khan came in really good for them in the past,
Yeah.
in in all the seasons. Out of nowhere, he used to produce wickets, but this year it hasn't been the same. Even in the Lucknow game, the first Lucknow game, when Puran took them apart, they had really no answer. When Puran took Sai Kishore apart and Rashid Khan up, Sai Kishore especially, they had no answer what to do. Apart from Prasidh Krishna and Siraj with the new ball, I don't think others have stepped up quite a lot. Prasidh Krishna has been brilliant in the middle overs. Siraj has been good with the new ball. Rabada was good before the break, uh, whatever ban
And
he
to
had.
add to their woes, I think Rabada won't be present in the playoffs, or is he there?
I don't think he will be there. I think they will bring back Kudzi in, I believe. Kudzi is there, right? Kudzi is there. And they haven't.
Hmm.
Also, this is something that again, if you have got four players, at least use them. You are again being a one trick pony again. Every time that my top three will score, we will play low risk cricket. The top three will score a 180 or something. The pitch is sluggish. I mean, our bowling is going to get help from the conditions and we are going to win. That is not going to happen every time. Teams will come hard at you. If the wicket is good, then GT are going to struggle because they don't have batting. That is for sure. And with Butler gone, no matter whom you bring in, until unless it is a AB de Villiers or it is a AB de Villiers of 2015, you are not going to replace him. There is no one in the world. You can't replace Butler. You see what happens with Rajasthan this season. You can't replace Josh
Yeah.
Butler by no means. No matter whom you bring in, you can't replace him.
And that's going to be a negative thing for GT going into the playoffs. I mean, they also had a great chance of making it to the top two, but now the fate is not in their hands. The maximum
Exactly.
they can get to is 20.
20. If they get, then they
Oh,
are in top.
if they get, oh, because a certain result happened. That's why. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is something that they have to take care of. I mean, this is because Butler won't be there. You bring in a Kusal Mendes, but the gulf is very huge between the two players. I mean, who can, I mean, with whom you can replace Butler with? Is it a
No,
Nicholas
you
Puran?
cannot. I think you cannot. What you need to do is you need to think of a different strategy. I mean, it's very tough to do. Maybe you still think about not losing your
Because,
wickets in the first 10 overs and then see what we can do. They have to
because
believe that. Hmm.
you wasted Glenn Phillips completely. You wasted him. You had to play
Then you
him
got
for the.
injured and
He got injured, but you never played him only. He got injured. That is a separate problem. He got injured while
yeah.
fielding. He didn't get injured while playing. He came in as a sub fielder for Rutherford or someone only. He got injured in the game at Hyderabad fielding. That is the point. That is a problem, right? You didn't try him only altogether. You didn't sign a replacement for him as well. Now it's a struggle for them, I believe, because they don't have enough depth in the batting. We always knew that after the top three, if Glenn Phillips plays, they're in the top two. But if he doesn't play, we don't know how the things will turn up if the top three don't fire. Because they literally
Yeah.
have those 20 ball batters. They don't have anyone who can play that
Long
kind of
innings. I mean, yeah,
long innings.
we've always known of this about the Gujarat Titans. I mean, towards the start itself, we kept them in our top two purely because they had Glenn Phillips. Top three plus Glenn Phillips, that is a completely different side because you have four reliable batters. Now with Butler gone and no Glenn Phillips, Rutherford is good. Rutherford has, I would say, till now he has over delivered. Okay, you cannot expect too much from him. He's somebody that who will go in a free flowing mode. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. He's not a Butler-esque batsman where you would rely on him to get those 70s and 80s from a crucial point. So that is something which can hamper GT and also Rashid's form with the ball. It's been horrible. They
Also
need a
one
lot
more
of things for
problem.
them to work out. Yeah.
Yeah, also one more problem with GT. I don't understand the handling of Washington Sundar. I really don't understand. I mean, you have him. He played, I think, a crucial knock against Hyderabad in a tricky run
Hyderabad.
chase, and you don't trust him enough. I believe. I think he also got some runs in the Lucknow game, the away Lucknow game. He bowled well as well in that game, but still you don't trust him. He could have been a good number four in case. I mean, when you had a chance to kind of do a saving a collapse in case your top three fail, but you don't trust him enough. He is a good capable batter. He can play out 50 balls for sure. He can play out
Mm.
Washington, but you don't trust him enough. You never trusted him enough, and this
Yeah,
lack of
but
trust is the only reason why Delhi Capitals got knocked out. They don't have a clear plan. They didn't trust Fraser McGurk. They didn't trust Porel with the position. Sometimes he opens, sometimes he bats three. They didn't trust Karun Nair after 2 3 games if he didn't fire. Rizvi didn't have a plan. They didn't have a plan for Rizvi. Stubbs there pushed down the order. Ashutosh, they think that he's a 15 ball player. These are the reasons, right? At the crucial juncture, you don't have enough players who can deliver.
yeah, but
Rahul
I think
Tewatia also,
one.
even
Mm.
Tewatia and all, they also, apart from Shah Rukh Khan, I don't think anyone has got a fair bit of chance this season.
Shah Rukh Khan finally he got those 50 odd runs, which is going to give them some confidence at least. I mean, at least they have something towards the end that can provide a finish. But again, they will completely rely on the top two this time, not even three. Maybe Washington Sundar can come in, but again, too many changes towards the end. In the crucial phase of this tournament, it's definitely not going to be easy for GT. The next game that they face, thankfully, they face CSK, who is who is at the bottom of the table. But again, they have been horrible, but you never know because it's the last game. They will come out all guns blazing, or maybe they won't. If the last game is an
If
indication,
that depends if Ashwin comes out to bat at number four
yeah,
or you see a Dewald Brevis. This
yeah.
is the only
So
indicator. If Ashwin comes
yeah,
out, then there are no guns are going to blaze.
exactly, exactly. So it's completely reliant on them, on what is going to happen in that game. But for GT, it's a very crucial game, and they have to rely on their top two again. Maybe the best part is it is in Ahmedabad, so they can get the wicket they like, and yeah. Oh, of course, they have Butler for this game, so that's good. They would look to squeeze out that one last game from Butler to help them qualify into the top two. If they do qualify for the top two, then they give themselves a good chance of going into the final. Otherwise, if they are in the eliminator, I think I can already predict that GT won't make it to the final. It's not going to be possible.
Only reason is the lack of depth, nothing else.
Yeah.
They have played a brilliant season. Whatever resources they had, they played brilliantly. But there is a certain lack of depth in their batting.
Yep.
Bowling also, if they go for runs, there is no turning back. It's been the
Yeah.
story for them this season.
Yep. Let's see what works out for them. And for LSG, this game again, same story with the bat. The top three got the runs. Rishabh Pant got the runs. They put on a huge total. And if you are not going to defend to 35, then I don't know what you're going to defend in this IPL, to be very honest.
Yeah.
Again, William O'Rourke, he picked up 3 wickets for 27. He was the man with the ball that helped them win. Also, 4 overs, 54 something was required for the Gujarat Titans. In this game also, they made that partnership between Rutherford and Shah Rukh Khan to get so close. So that's good. That's something positive for them to take out of this game. But yeah, from there on, the last 4 overs, GT just really, sorry, it was LSG who really pulled the game, and they held their cool. Even Ayush Bhattoni bowled 1 over where he picked those 2 wickets. Yeah, it happened in the favor of LSG. At least something to take home. And like I said, they have overperformed and over delivered in this season. already 6 wins. They face RCB in the final group game, which is going to determine a lot for RCB. LSG can win 7 out of 14 and stand at number 5 in the points table. Again, that's something that will give them a lot of confidence going into the next season, purely because on top of this, the team is going to get better with the return of Mayank Yadav. So that is a positive sign for them. But they do need to get one experienced pacer because the lack of experience in their polling lineup uh, has been exploited very brutally by the opponents.
Yeah, that is for sure. I believe going with an all Indian bowling lineup or an all Indian batting lineup will not help. Same is the case with Rajasthan Royals. They have an all Indian batting lineup, and Lucknow is just the reverse. They are all Indian bowling lineup. I mean, and it will. I mean, it is a very difficult task for any
Plus
Indian.
inexperience. Plus
Yeah,
inexperience.
experience.
That
Because
is the problem.
anyways, because why there is inexperience? Reason being, you cannot get all the top 15 players. Means you will not get the India squad players every time. All the players. There will be one or two bowlers who are inexperienced, at least in the best case scenario. So that becomes very difficult when you go in that approach. And it didn't
Yeah.
work for both the teams this year. Neither Rajasthan. Okay, Lucknow is well placed over Rajasthan because Rajasthan lost out on those crucial moments. Lucknow held on to them. Maybe the game against Mumbai, maybe the game against KKR at Eden. Lucknow hold on to those crucial moments. Otherwise, they would have been also lost. Those 2 3 games they would have surely lost. Those 2 games at least. 4 runs against KKR and 10 runs against Mumbai. 10 or 12 runs against Mumbai. So
Mm.
they held on
Yeah.
to those crucial moments.
Yeah. Yep. Maybe one or two good games here and there from the country, and they would have made it to the top
Yeah,
four. Maybe that game against CSK, for example, that was Lucknow's game to lose. Even
man,
after
160,
I
160
know,
on the wicket is at least
I know,
20 runs.
but at one point CSK was down and out. The partnership between MS and Dubey. Maybe if he had given that over to Ravi Vishnu, something would have happened. You never know. But yeah, I think overall you can say that Lucknow has over delivered. One game they would look to win and maybe push RCB into the top
Eliminate.
3-4 zone into the eliminator. Yeah. Anything else you want to add for GTA and LSG?
No, I think we are good to go.
Yeah. So finally, we are here to discuss RCB's comeback. As we mentioned earlier, KKR versus RCB was a washout. So this was the first time RCB was in action. I think it was 20 days for them because they had some gap before that also. RCB versus SRH. SRH batted first. They smashed 231. And let me tell you this, at one point they were looking like they can get 260 quite comfortably. SRH batted quite well, but quite horribly also at the same time. It's very contradictory thing to say, but if you have watched the game, then you would understand what I'm talking about. 10 overs, they were 113 for 3. Uh, Ishan
That
Kishan
should
this
not.
time,
That should never have been three. Klassen, after getting 13 in 3 or 4 balls against leg spinner, there was no point to hit him out of the ground. I mean, you are already going at 13, 14 runs an over. What is the point? And Klassen is one of the finest batsmen when it comes to setting up a target. He makes those calculations really well. If at least in the last 5 years, if you see in first innings in T20 or ODI cricket as well, Klassen is one of the finest players.
yeah,
Still, I mean, he tried to hit one down the ground and got out.
yeah. You would have expected a grand finish from Klassen in this game, but okay.
Yeah, 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 for
Nevertheless,
sure.
from a strike rate point of view, of course, there are no complaints with respect to SRH. Okay, Abhishek Sharma got 34 of 17. Travis had got 17 of 10. Of course, they bat always like this. Sometimes it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Klassen got 24 of 13. Aniket Verma, what a gem of a little innings that he played, 26 of 9. It actually that gave them a lot of momentum there for the Sunrisers Hyderabad.
The
They
best
they
part about him
immediately
is the
they immediately went to 145.
best part about Aniket Verma knock is if you see he took down the most defensive bowler in RCB lineup. That is Krunal Pandya. Krunal Pandya, okay, he doesn't get you a lot of wickets this year, although he has, but he never gives away easy runs. He will always go in that 24, 28 runs in 4 overs mark. But Aniket Verma completely tongued him. Three sixes he hit of Kunal Pandya.
Still, he finished with 38 runs in four.
Yeah,
Kunal.
that's what. But it changed the momentum, as you said, in favor of
Yeah,
SRH, even after losing those two quick wickets.
yeah. After that, Ishan Kishan finally he played a very good innings after the first first game when he got that 100. Long time coming. As I mentioned earlier in this video, he got a few 30, 40s here and there, but couldn't really finish off well. But this game, he batted really well, and yeah, at one point they could have gotten 260, but again at one point they would have been bowled out before 200 also. So Ishan
Yeah, yeah, that
Kishan
was
actually
the
towards
player.
the end prevented that out. He played that smartly, and
Exactly.
he got those runs.
Yeah.
Pat Cummins also struck a few lusty blows towards the end. Abhinav Manohar again another disappointing innings. This point, Sunrisers Hyderabad they have a
Nitish
decent.
Reddy as well.
Nitish
Nitish
Reddy
Reddy.
though has been a complete disappointment in this season. I think after that MCG 100, he hasn't played a single good or significantly good innings as far as I can remember.
No, none, none, absolutely
So,
none.
so that is also something to look at for him. And the surprise here also, I mean, how poor the dismissal was. He got out of Romario Shepherd. Can you believe that? A short ball this height, bowler like Romario Shepherd, he hit the ball. He was caught at
The
short final.
same ball, those same two balls, Matra hit him two sixes here. Last means in that game against CSK. Exactly same ball. One he deposited on long leg, the other one he deposited in front of square. Massive
Yeah,
sixes. Because that was the
yeah.
over when the game turned on its head. Matra hitting him for 18 runs. And Nitish Reddy, I mean, I don't know what has happened to him. He had some side strain, it seems. But okay, side strain will affect your bowling, but batting, I'm not very sure about how
Yeah.
that thing works.
Uh, With the ball, it was that kind of a wicket where slower balls would have been very effective. And RCB bowlers did decently, man. I don't think anybody bowled too poorly. Yes, Suyash Sharma was somebody who was very expensive, but it was just Klassen taking him down, and not too bad overall. I mean, they conceded runs, but it was that kind of a wicket where you could get those runs. So yes, slower balls were helping because they had on one side of the boundary that was a long boundary, but overall on the other side it was short. So so the batsman had a good game in this one, and I think 230 is something. Historically, you would say it was difficult to chase, but the start that RCB got and the batting depth that they had, they should have been chased down until they made an absolute meal of it towards the end,
Which they did.
which they did. Yeah,
See, the problem with RCB, what I observed last game as well, again, they are back to ground zero. Problem is, in big games, always been their problem since AB retired, that if Virat doesn't fire, they don't know where to look up to or whom to look up to. That has always been their problem. Last 2 or 3 games, if you remember, it has been the same story again. Maybe the game against Delhi at Delhi when Virat held on the fort from one end and Krunal Pandya scored those runs, or the game against Punjab as well where he played that long knock. So this has been their problem. This has been the problem. Even the game against CSK here at Chinnaswamy, it's the same thing. Till Virat was on the crease, they looked very comfortable. Once he gets out, they simply don't have a plan. And this is majorly because of the two batters, Jitesh and Rajat Patidar. Because Padikkal, whatever games he played really well.
He played
But
impactful innings actually.
yeah, he played impactful, especially in the away games. I think against Punjab at Mullanpur, one at Chennai, and one at Wankhede. The three major wins, away wins, which they had. I think Padikkal had a huge role to play in all those three innings, in all those three matches. So this is actually a problem point for them. Uh, RCB. If Virat gets out cheaply, they don't know whom to look up to. And again, we are going back to the same problem which they have had over the years. If not Virat Kohli, then who? And this game, these last three games, it was building up to this thing. And this game, again, this thing happened. Once Virat gets out, they don't know how to manage the chase. They really don't know. When Virat got out, even Virat, I think he would have got out on 4 or 5 runs. Nitish Reddy made a meal out of a catch. It went for four. Then again he dropped, again he misfielded one. Again it went out for four. Cummins. Otherwise, Virat could have got out in the second over of Cummins itself, straight down the
Uh,
throat of Reddy. He was placed there strategically. He bowled the short ball, but he was, I don't know, in a 65-meter boundary. Why would you field in 11 meters?
exactly. If it were on the longer part, I would have still understood the scene, but it
Longer
was
side
the
only.
shorter boundary.
No, longer side only. Longer side was only 67. Short is 60 side, 60 meters. Long bound, 67 is short only. With the technology that we have right now, 67 is
Ah,
short only. And why he
yeah.
was like 11 meters in from the boundary, and the ball went above his hand. So after that, Salt was extremely lucky. He got dismissed twice. One was a no ball, one was a free hit. Then I think once Salt fell, it was always SRH, means it was SRH was always on their heels. And
The
RCB,
thing is with SRH, their bowling lineup wasn't good. I mean, we were having this
they didn't
conversation
have
also, right?
anyone. They didn't
Yeah,
have
the bowling
anyone.
lineup, apart from Cummins, there is nobody who looked seriously threatening to the RCB batters. It was just that RCB capitulated. And I think,
Exactly.
look, maybe this match is going to cost them the top two spot, or maybe it won't. But I think overall, if you see, they would have preferred this thing to happen here instead of a knockout game, instead of a proper knockout game. Maybe if this thing had happened in, let's say, an eliminator or a qualified two, if the situation came down to that, then it would have been even more concerning for them. At least now they know that, okay, regardless of how good a team that we have with respect to the batting depth, we still need Virat to play a long innings, and maybe he has to take a fewer risks to stay there and hold one end together while the others can go around him. I think they still have to go in that direction.
The problem point for RCB again has been the bowling. If you see, apart from the Delhi game, they have been tombed quite a lot. Rajasthan, they conceded some 200 almost. They scored more, so they means Rajasthan made a meal out of that situation. 2 overs 18, they could not score. Otherwise, 18 overs, they were like 185 or something.
Yeah,
187
Hazelwood
to be
over,
exact.
but
Hazelwood over
Hazelwood
actually.
over actually,
Exactly. Not even Hazelwood over. 4 overs they needed 46 only. 4 over 46, 4 over 44 they needed. One good over from Hazelwood. Then Bhuvi gave away 20 runs. Then again Hazelwood comes in and bowls 1 run over. So that's what. RCB, I think the bowling has been quite thin. Against CSK also, CSK was ahead of their score for from overs 10 to 19. Last over, then all in the last 2 or 3 balls, only CSK needed more runs. No, till the last ball also CSK was ahead because last ball he hit for a 4-6. This guy Romario Shepherd. Last ball he got a 50, right? 48 of 13 he was. 54 of 14 he finished. The last ball also CSK was ahead. That
yeah,
means the entire from over 9 to 19.5, CSK was ahead in the game.
yeah.
There
I mean,
exactly. So RCB bowling is, I mean, we always knew that it was thin because they don't have a proper spinner, and it was just down to one game that when are you going to attack this guy Surya Sharma, and Jadeja took a good heavy toll on him. That game, in the first 2 or 3 overs, he got 36 runs. Last over, he survived only 6 runs because of some miscalculation from MS and Jadu. Otherwise, the game would have been ended in that over itself. And again, this game, he got tonked. So now is the time when they had to step up, but it looks like it is going to be in the opposite direction for them. Krunal Pandya also got smoked for a few today. Bovey is not looking that good. That is a big area of concern. Hazelwood won't be there. Ngidi won't be there. It's going to be a huge task for them uphill.
Yeah,
How
it's going to be tough.
and another huge problem for them, which looks like, is Tim David. That guy pulled his hamstring, and when you pull your hammy, at least 1 to 2 weeks you are gone.
Mm.
If it is
But
a
he
strain,
did bad today, right?
no, he could not run. He could not run. He was connecting. He could not get the power because when your hamstring is down, you can't get the force through the ball. You won't get the base because the dodgy base. You can't get the
Yeah.
power through the shots. He got out. 1 of 5. He could not run. He could not run a single.
Yeah, but
So
if Tim David is out, it's going to be troublesome for them. They still
Jacob
have
Bethel anyways will not be
replacements.
there. Phil Salt will not be
Bethel,
there. No, they will go
Pilsard
for
won't be
India.
there.
No, none
So
of them.
then,
Livingston will not be there. Anyways, if he was there, then also he was not doing any favors for the team. So now they are in a big area of concern for RCB.
so who's in
Going
for
into the
Phil
playoffs.
Salt? Who's in for Phil
What I
Salt?
what I hear is Tim Seifert will be roped in as a replacement. But
Okay.
let's wait for the confirmed reports. If they get in Tim Seifert, it's a very good. He's a very good signing because
It's
he
a good
was
swap.
really
It's a
good.
good swap.
Yeah, because he was in really good form in the Pakistan series at New Zealand. I think he scored some 250 runs in 5 games at 200 plus strike rate. So he's in terrific form. He was in terrific form prior to the Champions Trophy. But I think let's see what happens with them.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't aware that these guys are going to be going. I assumed Phil Salt will be there towards the end for playoffs.
If
So he's
if
not,
Will Jacks
then
if Will Jacks is not there, how Phil Salt will be there?
yeah,
Phil Salt is a
true,
player of the 11.
true. That is true.
So Jacob Bethel is not there. Phil Salt is not there. Mostly Livingston will not be there. David
It
pulled
doesn't
his
matter
hammy.
anyway.
David pulled his hammy.
Hazelwood is confirmed out,
Then
right?
Giddy. Yeah,
For
yeah,
the
they
for
will go
South
for
Africa
they will go for the.
WTC.
He didn't return only, I believe. Is what.
I
I don't know.
was reading some contradictory reports then. I saw a report where it stated that maybe Hazelwood is coming back. He won't be picked for the WTC 11 anyways because he was struggling with injury. So he thought might as well play the IPL. I read this kind of report somewhere. But since he didn't play this game, I'm assuming he won't be there.
Hazelwood. But that can be a case. But the WTC final is another 15 days away. So there is no way Australia is going to leave Hazelwood out. No way.
But they do have Boland, so
Yeah, it
they
is.
are ready. They are ready with the replacements. So
Yeah. But Hazelwood is Hazelwood. We all know that how good he is.
uh,
So and also these
and
the best part about them is I mean, they complement these three complement each other really well as an attack and as an all-rounded attack. They complement each other well. And the best part about is the team is both Bow Webster and Green are fit. I don't know how South Africa is going to win this time. Oh, if they have a chance. Cam Green is back.
they need a miracle for sure.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
Rabada has
We'll
to
see
hit
what's gonna
them hard
happen.
if that happens.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, let's come back to this game.
yeah, so
So
RCB, there will be no Phil Salt. He batted really well today. There will be no Bethel. There will be no Ngidi, there will be no Hazelwood, no mostly no Tim David as well. There will be no his Ngidi, Hazelwood, both the fast bowlers gone. Phil Salt, Bethel, both the openers gone. Tim David gone. Livingston gone. All they have is a this guy, brother Romario Shepherd.
All their overseas will be gone in that case. Then, though, it's going to be very difficult for RCB in the
Exactly,
playoffs.
exactly.
Then it becomes that much more important for them to beat LSG in the sorry, beat SRH in the final. No, not SRH, LSG in the final group game
But how?
because they do need those two chances.
But
They
how?
they have their complete 11, right? And see, RCB's bowling is poor as of now, but LSG's bowling is even worse. So
But the problem is
it's going to be a
LSG
battle
get that
of batsmen.
that is fine. But if the problem is if RCB get a chance to bat first, sorry, if LSG gets a chance to bat first and puts a score like 240, it's over. There is no way they're going to chase down 240. Absolutely no chance.
That is going to be a problem.
And also
And the match
RCB
is also going to be in Lucknow, right?
yeah. Same wicket mostly. Mostly same wicket. I don't know how what kind of wicket because LSG is also not going to give them a turning wicket or something. It will be at least 180, 200 wicket any either way.
Mm. Yeah.
Also, RCB batting is also very thin if you see through the lines. RCB batting is also kind of problematic right at this point of time because the Rajat Patidar doesn't look in very good form. Jitesh Sharma, though, has shown some spark, but again highly inconsistent.
Mm.
Highly inconsistent, if you ask me. Then Mayank Agarwal again dodgy. Krunal Pandya, I mean, I don't expect too much from Krunal Pandya. He already played a good game against DC, so it is going to be a very difficult uphill task for RCB from here, I believe.
I think they would rely on Rajat Patidar to come good, actually.
Rajat
They
Patidar
have
is
to rely
suffering
on
from
him.
finger injury, and also Rajat Patidar hasn't looked very good after that Mumbai game at Wankhede. I don't think he has got many runs after that. That was his last 50, I believe. After that, has he got
Oh,
some runs? Because in the whole all
no,
the
I don't
home
think.
games, in all the home games, I don't think he got many runs in any of the home games. He struggled against Punjab. I remember run a ball 20 or something he scored that short and grain curtailed game. Then against CSK he scored 11 of 14. Against Delhi also he didn't score many runs. 5-10 runs he scored. And in the following game he got run out by Karun Nair with a direct hit. I don't think Rajat Patidar is in a
Yeah, he
very
didn't
good.
get too many.
And the
Yeah, he
problem
didn't
with
get too many, but again, you would think that he would step up in the big games like he did back in the day. I think in 2022 season that was where he's got that 100 against
100
LSG.
against at Eden, yeah, correct.
I think
The
the
elimination.
only injury part is the concern. If he was not injured, then you could still rely on him because Patidar tends to get those runs at the big games. Even in the SMAT final, he got 75 or something. They lost the game, that's a separate topic, but he did get those runs for sure. He's a man for the big occasions. Just that the injury is something which is going to be of a concern.
Yeah. My only problem with Rajat has been again the same problem with Dubey. You are known to town spin, and this year you have struggled against spin. Rajat hasn't
Mm.
delivered really well against spin. Even if the game against CSK, if you remember at Chepauk,
He was
they
dropped
he
three or
got
four
three.
times.
He three times he dropped. Three times he got dropped. Then he got that 50. Even against Mumbai, he got dropped once. Means it was a half chance. But still,
Yeah. So, overall, what do you think is going to happen? So we know so many players are missing from the sides. RCB, at least till the playoffs, at least everybody is in full strength. Let's go back to the top four predictions that we made in the previous video. I got my four correct. You just
I
made one
got
prediction of KKR
Delhi
instead
and
of
Punjab. KKR instead
you
of
made
Punjab. KKR instead of
Punjab.
Punjab. I got it wrong. Yeah.
But that also could have been a different scenario had
Because
the game not rained out. KKR didn't
because
get the chance only.
because they got two games rained out, unfortunately.
Uh,
One
hmm.
against Punjab, one against RCB. Against both the teams, they have very good record.
Yeah, those two games, and we never know what would have happened.
Yeah, definitely. Because both the teams against both these teams, they have a good record. RCB, I think, has never won against KKR at Chinnaswamy. Whatever games they
Uh,
played, they lost.
Maybe they have one year. I cannot remember the record,
No, they never.
but mostly I remember
See,
KKR getting the
I'll tell you
majority.
why. Why I'll tell you, because these are all iconic games. First one is the Brendan McCullum game in 2008. Then following year, then
2009 IPL was in South Africa.
South Africa. Then I think another game where Gambhir and this guy fought Virat Kohli. That is
That
2013 or
was
something.
2012.
2012,
2012 or 13.
13 I think. 13 I think. That
13,
also
yeah.
RCB lost. That
13, it
also
was 13.
that also RCB lost. Then 2016 that game when Sunil Narayan and this guy tore apart. So Chris Lynn tore apart RCB. 6 overs, 100 runs they scored. 2016 or 2017? One game.
2016,
Scored
I think.
100. 2016. Okay. 100 runs they scored. 2019 Russell absolutely demolished them. Then, yeah, 2018, I think KKR made it to the playoffs, so RCB didn't do that. So mostly they would have lost only 2018. I don't remember exactly, but mostly they would have lost. So I don't think
Yeah,
KKR. KKR, there was some crazy stat, man. I think last 5 games they lost, or all the games they lost, something like that. They never
maybe
won at
last 5 games.
Chinnaswamy only. They never won at Chinnaswamy only. Sorry, yeah, RCB never won against KKR at Chinnaswamy only. So KKR had a big plus, but unfortunately there was a rain that night.
No,
Yeah.
no, RCB have won, man. RCB have won 4 times.
Okay.
I just googled the head to end. RCB have won 4 times. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's not possible that they
Uh,
wouldn't win even
but
once.
some maybe recent status, recent stats favor KKR at
Yeah,
Chinnaswamy.
yeah, that is for sure. So out of 13 games, they have won 9.
Ah, that's what. That's a big win percentage if you see.
Yeah, yeah. Overall, I think. What do you think about the top two then? So top four are sealed. You have GT, Mumbai Indians, the Punjab Kings, and RCB. So Punjab Kings and RCB, two teams which have never won the IPL. They would definitely fancy themselves to win this one because both teams have looked good this time, and they do stand a realistic chance of winning with all the problems that we have mentioned. What do you think will be the top two? So there are 5 games. GT will face CSK. Okay. They are at 18 points currently, I think. Let me just pull out the points table.
Yeah, GT on 18, Punjab and RCB on 17, Mumbai on 16.
But Punjab has that one game advantage over RCB, and the run rate is also better. So if and Punjab also has two tough games, one against DC, which I'm thinking they should win, and then against the Mumbai
Punjab,
Indians.
Punjab, I think Punjab also has used up the luck a lot, the same as RCB. I mean, they would have lost mostly against KKR at Eden. The rain bailed them out, and again KKR the first game 110 they defended out of nowhere. I think it's time for the luck to favor the opponent as well this time, Delhi. And also, if you see, KL Rahul always comes good in the last league match when his team is eliminated.
Ah, yeah,
KL Rahul
I
just
remember
goes
this stat. He
2019.
gets a
You
100.
remember? Yeah, 2019. You remember against CSK, he got some 40 balls, 85 or something. He smoked Harbhajan all around the ground after those
Yeah,
Kid coffee with Karan comments. Then
for which
20,
Harbhajan bashed him. So
yeah. Then again in 2020, he got 98 of 42 against CSK,
They
at
lost that game though.
no, no, they won that game in Dubai, Dubai.
2020 they lost. They lost the
Then
game because
21
the
they did
last
a bit.
21 he got 100 when we lost.
Yeah, that game he got big runs. Then you have this one. Another 2022, I think made it to the playoffs only. So that time he didn't get a chance. 23 also he smoked some team in the last game. Now 23 also they made the playoffs. 24 he didn't play because he got injured in after 4 or 5 games only. 24. So yeah, so that's quite. I mean, KL Rahul comes good in the last game of the tournament. So
Hmm.
good luck, Punjab Kings. Is all I would
You
say.
would say that only because Mumbai is there to benefit if that
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. See,
So,
Mumbai has all the goods in the. I mean, they have all the weapons in their arsenal. I mean, only thing that can stop Mumbai from winning is the opposition having the best game and Mumbai having the worst game. There is no
but
realistic way that you can beat Mumbai Indians at this
no,
point
no,
of time.
but I would have agreed to that only apart from the fact that two of your players are getting replaced, and it's not easy to just
Yeah, that
add
is
in two
true.
new
That is
players
true.
and
That is
perform
true.
with the same fluency that you were doing. So that is the only thing why I'm not saying MI six titles right now. That is the only thing that is stopping me. If that wasn't the case, and if it were a full strength tournament, not just Mumbai, you give all the sides their full strength, still I would back Mumbai to win the tournament without any stress. Just the two new players are getting added. That definitely
Yeah,
is going to change some dynamics.
that is for sure because they were the two players from your 11, not like they were squad players like
Yeah,
Livingston or someone that even if you replace that's of no use. Means it is not going to alter your combination a lot.
yeah. In our review, we gave MI and GT as the top two, right? We gave them 10 out of 10. The only I gave 9.5 to Mumbai, if you remember. The only reason I gave that was because you had a fixed 11. The replacement part was something which was very doubtful. I
Okay.
mentioned that there would be a huge downgrade when you replace people. This is although not a huge downgrade, it's just that Bairstow hasn't played top tier cricket, I would say. He's been good in the leagues, but not top tier cricket, like international cricket or the IPL.
Yeah, I think he was decent
That is
in
the
the
only thing.
SA20. SA20 he was quite decent. Bairstow
Mm.
this year. He played for JSK. Uh, but after that, I think he got good run in the county cricket as well. He just smacked 100 in the last county game before departing for India.
Oh, that's nice then. Then he's coming up in some good form. What
Exactly.
you would hope is he can translate that into the T20 format.
Correct. Correct. So, and Asalanka also is a, I believe he has the faith from Mahela. So I believe he will come good. But Bairstow is going to be a very crucial signing, I believe, because Will Jacks anyways will be replaced by Tilak on top. So that is not going to be a very big problem for us. But Bairstow, I think Bairstow for Rickelton is going to be a huge, huge change. I hope, I just wish that he comes good, Bairstow,
Yeah.
for our
If Bairstow
chances.
comes good, then it's going to be a smooth sailing, I think, for Mumbai.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
RCB,
looking at the scenarios, so RCB needs to win their final game. Okay. Punjab needs to win at least one of their games. If they win two, they're definitely going to end up at the top of the points table. That's for sure.
now, yeah, yeah.
Every team has fate on their hands. I think apart from Mumbai. I mean, for Mumbai, it's just that they have to rely on two results. One is the Punjab versus TC game. They would have to hope that Punjab should lose. And again, the GT versus CSK game. They would hope that both should lose, or if not, at least one of them should lose their game. And RCB also should lose their game
Problem with
because they are stuck at.
RCB is I'll bring out a very interesting stat for you. RCB has RCB in the last two seasons where they in 2020 and 2021, RCB played SRH in the second last group game, okay, and they lost both the times.
Hmm.
And fun part is they face Rishabh Pant's team in the last match, league game. In 2020 they lost, 21 they won. But in both the cases they were made to play the eliminator and they got eliminated. So that
Hmm.
is bit harsh on RCB. This weird stat. They made it to the
Yeah,
playoffs, but it didn't work out for them because SRH always has been a thorn in their eyes,
for
starting
sure.
from
SRH has been a thorn in the bar.
thorn in their eyes for starting from 2016. And this time again, I believe they already delivered a knockout punch on them.
Yeah, they are facing LSG, and you never know
See,
with LSG, man. If they come good with the bat, as you mentioned, if they get 240, then though
it's
as good as
gone.
gone.
220 even is difficult. 240 is too much. 220 even because the problem with RCB is they don't know if Virat Kohli gets out, what we need to do. They miss it up. Today, if you see, till Salt's wicket, they were pretty much ahead of the game. Like 140 in 11 overs, they were ahead of the game. 9 overs, they needed 102 or something. Sorry, 8 overs, they needed 94, which is quite gettable.
Hmm.
48
It was
ball
doable.
94 is doable, right? And SRH didn't have any great bowler apart, means any such frightening bowlers. They don't have a spinner. They don't have a proper spinner. Pat Cummins is the only you can say reliable bowler. All others are newbies or kind of less experienced or however you can sum it up. Okay.
Hmm.
Still they lost the game by 49 runs. Which is a huge margin. Basically, you lost like 8 wickets in a span of 50 runs.
Yeah.
That is bad. That is bad batting. I mean, bad game. I mean, how you can sum it up? I don't know. Even in the game against CSK, if you see, it was all Romario Shepherd. In the last 2 overs, it didn't go for 50. Even if it didn't went for 34, then also the game would have been done in the 18th over itself for CSK. The way CSK batted.
Yeah.
So RCB have problems with their batting as well. Now the bowling is also conceding a lot. So it's not going to be a very happy ending for them, it seems now. And also with Hazelwood,
Hmm.
because the main bowler was Hazelwood and he's not there. So that is going to be a big problem for them.
Hmm. So yeah, overall, what do you think is going to be the top two?
See, I want
Prediction
Mumbai to
time.
be in top two, but I believe Punjab and GT will be the top two at Mumbai and RCB playing the eliminator. I believe.
Hmm.
I would love if because Mumbai mostly will win the game, but I don't think Delhi has the firepower to stop Punjab at this point
To
of
shock me.
unless KL
That,
Rahul comes with a age means with an inning like that 98 or 40 or something like that he scores, which is very unlikely of KL Rahul at this point of his career, I believe. But let's see what happens.
and the match is also in Jaipur, which is a completely
There's
new
no,
venue for both.
but no, Punjab played a game against Jaipur. Punjab is going to play both the games at Jaipur for some reason. They could have played at Mullanpur, but for some reason they shifted it to Jaipur. But the qualifier is in Mullanpur. Not sure what is happening. Strange things do happen. So yeah,
So Shreyas Iyer is coming good, that's for sure. We know because it's not a game in Mullanpur.
no,
If it's a game in
no.
Mullanpur, then he will struggle.
Now another problem for Punjab is we don't know if Shreyas Iyer will play tomorrow or not because he had some
Why?
injury. That is the reason why he didn't take the field against Rajasthan.
Oh, then the stars could align for Mumbai Indians if
Yeah,
Shreyas
so
doesn't play.
yeah, and I think Lucknow
Kudrat
have a
ka
very
nizam.
yeah. I believe in Kudrat ka nizam, and I believe Lucknow have a fair chance against RCB because the way RCB
Yeah, yeah.
batted today, Lucknow do because Lucknow bowling is pretty similar to this SRH bowling, plus minus 20 runs you can say. right?
Agreed.
So Lucknow bowling is also pretty similar to them. Here there are no spinners. There is
There
they
is quite
don't have
much
any
spinning.
pacers. No, there they don't have pacers. So it's more or less the same thing only. But the
But
thing
Will
is,
O'Rourke is
but
who is somebody who can change the game. He can
yeah,
get
yeah.
rid of Salt and Kohli early.
Last game also he got 3 wickets, crucial wickets. William O'Rourke for 3 for
Mm.
28 in a game where over 400 runs were scored. So he's good.
Yeah.
But the major deciding factor is, uh, unlike SRH, their top three has a lot of confidence. It's not like they lack confidence. They have form, they have confidence. So they are going to smack you all around. Mitchell Marsh is there. Mark Ram is in terrific form. Puran is Puran. Even Pant looked good in the last game. So you never know that one innings from Pant might come against these people.
Then
And
it would be quite sad for
and,
them.
and Pant,
If
I think,
if
has good
Pant
numbers against them.
eliminates RCB, I mean makes them play the eliminator, then it's going to be the worst possible ending of the league phase for RCB. That is for sure.
But
If
that
if
would be
they
fun.
if
Won't that be fun?
it would be funny for sure, but see if Markram and Puran they bat out RCB, then they would still take it. But if out of nowhere Pant comes and makes them play the eliminator, then it's going to be very disappointing for them, man. I hope it doesn't happen that way. I mean, of course, I would love Rishabh Pant to score because Test series is coming up.
Yeah,
From
at
that
least
point,
one good
I
innings,
definitely
at least one 20 ball 60, if it comes
20
good.
ball 60.
I
That
mean,
would be
Rishabh Pant can
absolutely
do it.
crazy if it happens.
And that can
He can
happen.
do it, yeah. Yeah, yeah. We
Because
never know.
RCB has, for Ngidi and Hazelwood, they brought in Blessing Muzarabani. The other option is Nuwan Tushara. Means if
Mm,
these guys, they don't play in Blessing, so they will play Nuwan Tushara as the pacer. Ovi hasn't looked good. Yash Dayal bowls a lot of loose balls if you analyze properly. Means he will give you plenty of scoring chances. It's you if you can take the chances, like Ishan Kishan did today.
yeah,
Then then there is Suyash Sharma is pretty inexperienced. Krunal Pandya is their main, or you can say, defensive bowler. Romario Shepherd is the sixth bowling option. So
difficult.
so it's going to be really difficult for RCB going forward,
See,
especially.
LSG beating RCB is realistic. Okay, that is for sure.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
also LSG has got good numbers against RCB. I
Mm.
mean, they have this forced rivalry. You remember that Avesh Khan helmet celebration. Then again,
Yeah, yeah,
Virat
but
Kohli
but
and
Patidar got that 100 against these guys only.
yeah, that is 22. Yeah,
Maybe he can do a repeat of
but
that.
that time,
But
but
yeah,
that time there was no Puran with LSG. After Puran has come, I think they have only won once. That is the game where Naveen ul Haq and Virat Kohli got into a tangle. That game at Lucknow.
mm, yeah.
Last year also LSG, I think LSG smoked them all apart here in Chinnaswamy.
GT versus CSK, who do you think will win?
Again, if Anna comes out to bat and four, I am going to switch off the team. And please don't do that, man. I mean, you have got players, they are playing well, please give them chances. I mean, you have nothing to lose. Why not give the youngsters the fair chance?
See, because it is a day game, I think CSK will win it. I don't know. I just have a hunch.
Yeah, they can. I mean, see, GT is pretty much, it is very much clear Mumbai Indians have got that. If GT got a plan to how to bowl to Surya Kumar Yadav, Mumbai Indians completely decoded how to bowl to GT. If you get rid of Sai Sudarshan, any two of the three, the other one is going to stay back. He has to hold the innings.
Oh, damn. Butler is still there. I forgot. I thought Butler is gone. No, no, no. Then it can be difficult. GT versus CSK game, I don't know which CSK will turn up. If they beat GT, then it's going
But
to be interesting. Otherwise, GT will make
pro-
it.
the thing is, GT, sorry, CSK, they can't give them a turning wicket as well. If they give them a turning wicket, then GT will win for sure. Tell why?
It's in
Because CSK,
Ahmedabad. It's in Ahmedabad.
yeah,
So CSK
but
can't control anything.
but GT can control, right? So the problem for
Hmm.
GT is it's a double-edged sword. If they give them a turning wicket, then it's difficult for the CSK batsmen, but it's going to be very good for the CSK bowlers. And if the top three gets out cheaply somehow, if someone like a Noor Ahmad or Ashwin get rid of Sai Sudarshan, then you never know. The game can turn on its head.
Hmm. I think it's a day game, so both the teams will be in. Due factor won't be that much.
Due factor won't be there in
Not
the
at
day.
all. Not at all. Yeah. Yeah. So I think CSK has a good chance of winning this one. We'll see. But let's make the predictions right now and close this one. So
Fun
Punjab
part
versus
is,
DC, I think we'll go with Punjab.
yeah, Punjab has a bigger, means like it's a 90-10 kind of a situation. I don't know because
Okay. So
what DC will do, we don't know only.
yeah, that takes Punjab to 19. Okay. GT versus CSK. Let's say CSK beats GT.
Hmm.
Okay. Because last game, that's why I'm thinking they will beat. If not, then different scenario. SRH versus KKR. This is a completely pointless game as of now.
Red
So
rubber.
it doesn't really matter.
I support
It's
SRH.
Delhi. It's in Delhi, so whoever chases is going to win. Simple. We know. We know that already. Then comes Mumbai versus Punjab. This is a game that MI is going to win for sure. That I can tell you. So Punjab is done. Okay. Mumbai is done. Mumbai will get to 18 points.
18.
Punjab gets to 19 because they've defeated these guys. So GT also stays at 18, and Mumbai's run rate with respect to GT is massively ahead Mumbai. So I think it's going to be Punjab and Mumbai, then GT, and then the last game is going to decide, right? RCB versus LSG. That I think LSG has the power to beat RCB. In that case, Punjab and Mumbai can likely go through. But all of this goes for a toss if these guys win. GT beats CSK. Then GT and Punjab will go through in the top
Yeah.
two.
So
Punjab is
basically,
definitely
Mumbai,
going to top two, man. That is for sure.
because unless because you never know what happens with Delhi as well. You never know which Delhi turns up.
Oh man. So these two teams, Delhi and CSK, hold the key then.
Okay, so you people have our fate in your hands.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to ruin everything by sending Ashwin and at four.
Fuck man.
Because see, so you look at GT's bowling, they have Siraj, Rabada, bound to get some wickets with the new ball. And if CSK loses two wickets with the new ball, they're going to panic. And panic means either Jadeja or Ashwin at four. And once you do that, you're never going to win anything. Also, with
Yeah.
respect to Dewald Brevis, Brevis hits them cleanly, so the ground size won't matter that much.
No,
But he does
Ahmedabad is
tend
not a
to
big ground. Playing area is not that big because they bring in
playing
the
areas.
like
Hmm,
65 meters at max, both the sides. Straight boundary is
hmm,
shorter only. So Ahmedabad is not a ground size is not a problem for any batsman, I believe.
yeah,
Problem is how do they tackle with the middle overs if these are the middle overs for against Rashid and Sai Kishore.
yeah. They're not going to do it. I know that. So I changed my prediction. I'm going with GT and Punjab in the top two, RCB and Mumbai in the eliminator. That is my final prediction.
Hmm. Let's see what happens.
Just because CSK is going to suck, I know.
You never
They
know.
haven't played well in this
Punjab can
entire
also do
season.
it. I mean, you never know. Punjab can also lose two out of two.
That is a possibility. But yeah, what are your predictions? Register them and we can
Yeah,
just.
I'll also go with the same thing only. Means GT and because GT do have the upper hand because if they bat first, then it's again game over for CSK. because they will bat, the top three will bat the entire 20 overs. They will play like that, and if they score 200, you are gone.
Yeah. So GT and Punjab it is from both our side that we think are going to be in the top two. So it makes 18 versus 45. Kohli versus Rohit Sharma in the eliminator. So it's going to be interesting. So yeah, I think we'll join you guys again after the eliminator.
Yeah,
Uh,
before the eliminator.
or before the eliminator. Okay, then we have to do a video on Tuesday after the. Yeah, we'll join you guys after the end of league stage. We'll just preview a bit of the playoffs and the last couple of games that are left. Yeah, cool. So that's all from us. This has been quite a long video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please do let us know your thoughts in the comments. Also comment who do you think will be in the top two. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Up until then, take care, guys. Bye.